Hello and welcome everybody to the Titan Esports League Berserker division. I'm Navg, joined by... We didn't go over how to say your name.
It's alright. It's Chong Solmo. Everybody knows me. I just go by Chong, make it easier for everybody else in the world.
Well, making it easier, Chong, you will. And we've got two interesting teams today. We've got Conduit, Honest Climbers, and the Eden Snapdragons. Both teams I believe I've casted before, but both teams that have come from very different paths. Conduit had a bit of an easier time climbing up. I say easy, but they were dominant in the playoffs, not dropping a single game, while Eden, brick by brick, they built their path. It was a 5-game set in the semifinals, beating out the second seed. They beat out another high-rated team in their quarterfinals in a very long set. So they've built their path. They're making it here, and they probably didn't want anybody else other than this Conduit team.
Yeah, I mean, looking at the playoff bracket, to be honest, I came in stepping in last minute to cast here. Haven't really been paying attention, but looking at the playoff bracket, both of these teams beat out the #1 seeds coming into playoffs, both having that undefeated regular season record. Conduit Honest Climbers beating out their sister team in Conduit Omega, and Eden Snapdragon, I believe they beat out Final Boss, Elysium, I think it was, to both get here into the finals. Conduit kind of had the easier path, not dropping a single game in their playoff series, while Eden Snapdragon definitely had the much more hard-fought path, and that was even true coming into the regular season, just barely squeaking in as that #4 seed. So it's going to be a great finals, and I think this is really going to be a determination on just mental coming into this game and how well both these teams have prepped for each other. So I'm excited to see how this finals ends up going.
Well, we'll see how it goes in just a moment. We'll see who will award the finalists, the winners, as we go into a brief little award ceremony here for the Berserker division. And it is a, pretty sight to see. All these teams. Hey, there's a couple of Conduit players on here and a couple of Snapdragon players on here. Tell me, what exactly do we got here?
Yeah, so we have our first, second, and third pro all teams. I believe these were voted on by some people in the communities as well as just going off of stats for the regular season. So obviously your first team is going to be people who had gotten voted on by everybody in the community thinking they are the best in their roles, being all T's from TFF, 15, Nation, and Domination, both from the finalists right now in Conduit Honest Climbers. Nyx coming in the mid lane for Conduit Omega, and Sad Lantern being the support there for Eden Snapdragon. But the MVP of the league is going to be Domination. Gets the first pro acclimates and also the MVP, with runner-up actually being Big News, which is interesting because you see him down there as the third team All-Pro, losing out to Dilly in that second team All-Pro, but being voted on as the second most valuable player in the league, despite not getting that second All-Pro seed. But there in the second All-Pro team, you have Chai from Conduit Honest Climbers, Bread from EFB, Eden, who's also on Eden Snapdragons playing here in the finals, Dilly, Sunrise getting that second team All-Pro, and then third team All-Pro, we have Ludacris, Dark Slasher, Ishan, Big News, and Ipsy. So congrats to all these players on their acclimates. Congrats to Domination being the MVP of the league, and shout out to Big News. Might have not gotten that second team All-Pro, but runner-up in the MVP voting.
Oh, that is some incredible accolades to get picked up for that team towards the end. But now we're getting into draft. We'll see who's going to win the division right now. You see the records in front, but they're seeding. Second and fourth first doesn't always mean you're going to be ending up in the grand finals. See the Misfortune going to be banned out the rest of the way through. You say you're pretty familiar with this Conduit team. Tell me, what exactly do you think they're going to prioritize? Who they're going to prioritize?
Well, I can already see that the focus being thrown on Alf, banning away his most comfortable champion in that Cassiopeia, does make a lot of sense. I wouldn't be surprised if Domination, many people know him as Manveer as well, gets that Aphelios banned away from him. Chai in the top lane, he has a very interesting champ pool, can play strong side or weak side, whatever is needed. But the Mel also being the focus here, I'm not too familiar how much Domination has improved his mage bot days recently, but choosing to ban that away as a potential flex pick. But also looking at the side of Conduit Honest Climbers banning away from Eden, you have the Misfortune, the Zeri, and the Echo. I know Major has an interesting champ pool, was playing ADC for a lot of last season, and has come back into the mid lane where I remember playing against him from. So maybe that Zeri can be flexed. The Echo is a good pick, ban away, because I know he does have priority on that. But Jinx going to be the B1. You kind of see that a lot in like lower elos, as Jinx being this like penultimate hyper carry, because once she just does get going in a game, it is very hard to shut her down. So not surprised to see the Conduit Honest Climber is going to be putting their focus on that as their first pick. But an interesting third ban here from Eden Snapdragon was that Seraphine, so definitely an interesting one. But then immediately going to go with a Sivir Mordekaiser. Now, personally, I'm not sure if this Mordekaiser is flexible into the jungle for the Engineer, but I know Isodak does play a very good Mordekaiser, so I think they're just going for comfort in that pick and throwing it up there in the top lane, and then getting their choice of scaling ADC to go up into that Jinx in the Sivir, which is responded to by the Lulu. Super strong scaling bot lane for the side of Conduit Honest Climbers, so maybe looking for some early game pressure out of either top or jungle, and we get it there with the Zahen.
Well, you mentioned whether or not the Mordekaiser could go jungle. From last week, what I saw from the Engineer is he likes to be the kind of engage person. He likes to set up. So I'm thinking Wukong, Jarvan, that sort of style. So the Mordekaiser could theoretically go to him, but I don't really know if it really fits his flow. We see the Zahen picked up the Lulu, which is going to enhance that hyper carry even further. The Melio also picked up here, which is going to help that Sivir stay alive. That big cleanse is definitely going to help out with some of the big CC, specifically that polymorph that the Lulu has. So we'll see what these banouts are going to be. It looks like we're focused in the mid lane still. Ryze, Syndra, and LeBlanc all gone.
Yeah, I think the Melio pick is actually very interesting here from the side of Eden Snapdragons, because there's no real hard CC coming out from the side of Conduit Honest Climbers yet. It's really just there's knockups. There's not really hard to see besides the flame chompers that you get here from the Jinx. I think they just want what can be a strong 2v2 duo. The Melio does help a lot with the Sivir, who does have range issues into the Jinx, specifically into the late game. But then you get a lot of mid lane ban focuses here, which does make a lot of sense. You could argue that this is a 5-ban mid lane for the side of Eden Snapdragon, and they're going to get their choice of what scaling mid laner they want. They went with the Victor, responded to with the Orianna coming out of Alf. So now the question is the Zahen in the jungle, or is it going to be the top lane for Chai? And the answer is jungle for Komaribi, and it is just going to be Chai on that Ornn, champion he is very comfortable with. When I played with him in the past, this was one of the champions he defaulted to many times. Do not be surprised if Chai is able to get a solo kill up there in the top lane, but like you did mention, Engineer likes to be on these more frontline initiating picks, and he is going to go with that Wukong, meaning that early Mordekaiser pick was up in there for the top lane for Isodak.
Well, we'll see exactly as we get into this game who's going to be the one frontlining, who's going to be the one engaging, setting up for their team as these teams come out for the grand finals of the Berserker division. As we said before, I am super excited for this game because I really think that the Snapdragons have something to prove, especially because they fought so hard to get here. And I'm hoping that we get a good set, like a really good set. Last week went to 5. I wouldn't be surprised if this week at least goes to 4, if not 5. So yeah, I'm super excited. I always ask this whenever we get into a game, the junglers, because obviously that's where the focus is going to be for a lot of these games. Where do you want to see them play?
I mean, you got to focus on this bot side because both sides have gone for these double scaling lanes with Jinx and Sivir, and even more respectively with these Enchanter supports who do scale very well alongside their AD carries. But I think you can really take over a game if you're able to accelerate one of them before the other one. So you can see both junglers are starting on their top side and going to be pathing towards that bot, which I think is very smart because you pick that weak side top laner of the Ornn here for the side of Conduit Honest Climbers. Just let him be in that isolated 1v1, scale up into the game, and just focus on getting this Jinx ahead and accelerated and be able to take over the game like we've seen be done many times before in the past with this champion across many elos, even in the professional scene as well. But similar thoughts process here for the side of Eden Snapdragon. They picked that Wukong for that engage option, but then they also have the scaling bot lane in Sivir. Sivir is one of these deceptive carries that can take over games. The real thing that you have to be good at when you pick the Sivir is how you space in these team fights, because you have that shorter range than most other hyperscaling AD carries, you have to be very efficient on how you set up in team fights, where you position, making sure you can dodge as much CC as possible while also getting out as much DPS. So I think the side of Eden Snapdragons, with picking that early, Killbot has to be feeling very comfortable on picking this champion. So we can see both junglers are scaling down here towards the bot side. I think the more interesting thing besides that is that EDN Major has gone for the Ghost in mid lane. Now, with a lot of changes in this season, we have seen mid laners, sometimes even top laners, not taking teleport as often. But the big issue can be if EDN Major is in a side lane when there is objective setup, if he's on the wrong side of the map, Conduit has the option to just force a fight 5v4, be able to get an advantage that way and take the objectives before the side of EDN can rotate over with Major. So definitely going to be interesting to see how the side of the Snapdragons chooses to play the late game. But you can see already the side of Conduit Honest Climbers getting that cheetah recall off after shoving in the wave. Domination going to be picking up the call here, looking to go for that full scaling, not really trade early. And because of that, that means the bot Scuttle Crab priority should be the side of Snapdragon. But their bot lane's resetting here, so if Conduit wanted to, they could contest, but you can see Konoribi a little bit behind on his clear, just going to go up for that top side, not get double scuttled, not try to force anything.
Yeah, don't try to force anything. You see, the positioning seems to be very, very important for Eden Snapdragons in this game, specifically because that Sivir, like you said, in those team fights, needs to be careful where she's going and how she plays it. And then the Victor has to be in the right place at the right time all the time. But it looks like the right place is the mid lane because we're looking at Alf, the flash over the wall, at the right place, at the right time, getting himself safe.
Yeah, and that's just a good early pathing there by the engineer. Gets the flash out of Alf early. You can see Konoribi does get that top scuttle. Gonna go for the reset now. Engineer just kind of looking around in the area. Gonna be late on his first reset, which can actually be quite impactful. He's just gonna go to clear up his top side again, which can be very difficult, as we see are highlighted there. The ward on the Raptor pit is gonna be good because if he just chooses to go for these Raptors, that means the side of Conduit Honest Climbers has the option to make a play wherever they want because Konoribi got that early reset. He's already clearing his camps again, cycling through those. He has the bigger power spike right now, sitting on that double longsword. So I like the play by Conduit Honest Climbers. It was a good play for the side of EDN Snapdragon to burn that flash in the mid lane, but we'll see how much they can actually get off of that now because the engineer is delayed in his recall, and that is actually a super important thing for jungle, is getting your reset timers off at the correct time, because you can just fall into such a detriment if you're even seconds behind the enemy jungler, because in theory right now, if Konoribi knows that engineer is on a recall, he can just run up into the top side and try to steal away some of those camps on those respawn timers and put his opponent even further behind. We can see he's not going for that play, so luckily for the side of the engineer, not going to get too punished for that late reset.
Well, the late reset is important too, especially when the momentum is going to be so important in the bot lane between these two ADCs, the Jinx and the Sivir, both characters that can kind of run away with the game if allowed to. And if you're super late because you're farming your camps because your reset was delayed, you know, that could be a problem. Now this first Drake has been pulled. Looks like Konoribi is just kind of shredding through. We're going into the realm though, the Forge God being called. We'll see if Chai's gonna go down here. The knockup is good, the damage return is better though from the Mordekaiser, the flash forced, which means there's gonna be nobody going down just yet, but it will force the reset from the Ornn. In the meantime, this dragon is just going to be taken. Looks like no contest coming from the side of Snapdragons.
Yeah, I mean, a big thing to highlight before we even talk about the dragon is that top lane play. Isadak flash ulted to try to get the kill on Chai, but he also TP'd. Now Chai gets the full reset and TP back to lane. Yes, he did burn the flash, but he doesn't die. He gets the reset still and doesn't get too punished because he had a TP of his own. Now, if he TP'd earlier and then that play broke out, it would have been detrimental for the side of Chai, but able to live there is so huge, and not having to burn TP until that moment is a big boon for him. But it is a good dragon setup for the side of Conduit Honest Climbers, because once again, like we highlighted earlier, the reset timer for the engineer was delayed because the bot lane had to shove the earlier reset. They're able to get wave control in the bot lane again, able to get that first dragon going for their team. It is a Chemtech, so it's not like disastrous for the side of the Snapdragons to give over, and it's not like the best dragon to be getting as a one of, but it can have its own value in this. And now Chai trading onto Ice Deck again gets a nice little trade. Nothing really going to come from that with both ultimates being down, but we can see on the minimap, Engineer is starting to look for this top side. That's a level 6. They know Chai doesn't have flash, but it looks like there might just be a contest for the second Scuttle Scrab spawn.
Possible invade as well. This Wukong's local, but I don't think he wants that. He's looking for this Scuttle Crab, and it looks like this Hen doesn't want to give it to him. But no, he doesn't have the choice. This time it will be secured away. And like you said, this Ornn and this Mordekaiser, it seems like a pretty volatile matchup for a character like Ornn who usually doesn't lose any lanes. He wins some, but it's usually just like the neutralizer, right? He doesn't have any, like, losing so hard matchups that he just absolutely gets mollywopped. He just needs, you know, a little bit of time. He'll be able to stall. He'll be able to keep himself alive. But it looks like on the bot side now, there might be a little bit of a fight going on. No, doesn't look like it just yet.
Yeah, and I mean, a big thing that we saw at the Scuttle Crab was because that Konaribi did go for that early dragon, meant that the level 6 was there first for the engineer, and because he didn't get that Scuttle Crab, he's even more delayed in his level 6. He's probably down about half a level right now to Konaribi. I think if if engineer gets his blue buff here, he should be taking level 11, while Konaribi would still be at about 6.5. So even with that late reset, Engineer still has the EXP lead, which can actually be massive because junglers are typically known for being very good stat sticks, because most of them are like these 80 bruiser type champions who have a lot of front loaded damage and kind of fall off into the later game. Zehen, a little bit different. He's much more of a scaling bruiser, where late game he really is a menace. So if the engineer is able to impact a fight earlier than Konaribi is going to be massive for the side of EDN Snapdragons. And we can see, even with that early flash being blown on mid lane, Alf never got punished. Still's going to have flash. Oh, hold on.
Flashed right into the rocket, unfortunately. But no, we're not able to catch up to him in time. Too fast, too quick. The ghost means he's going to slip away. Major living to fight another day.
Yeah, I think that's actually a little bit of a misplay there out of the jungler of Conduit Honest Climbers. The Super Mega Death Rocket was hit perfectly. Alf with a beautiful shockwave as well. But Konaribi just not able to get on top of EDN Major, burns Flash and Ghost. Maybe if Konaribi doesn't go for the ultimate to get the kill and Flash ease in, is able to pick that one up, but just not able to pick it up. And now the Void Grubs, I mean, I've heard so many people talk about it. This is kind of just a moot neutral objective now. Nowadays, it's just like a luxury one. Like, if you can get it, cool, we got it. But if you can't, all right, we're going to go over to the side of Conduit Honest Climbers. A little bit of taunting there, too, out of Konaribi, not even afraid. But Void Grubs aren't as strong as they used to be. They're kind of like these luxury neutral objectives. Like, if you're able to get it, awesome, a little bit extra pushing power, but it's not the end of the world if you lose them like in past seasons.
Well, not the end of the world just yet. There's no world ending. There might maybe a little bit of you know, ego being shown right there with that little bit of quick dance from the Zehen. But they were stolen away. I think at least 2 of the grubs went to the Zehen, if not all 3. If we could see that. But it's not, you know, not the end of the world, like you said. Again, there's still no kills in this 10-minute game, so we'll see if anything too spicy. Not for a lack of trying. There's been some engages, there's been some fights, but nothing has come to bear fruit just yet. Where do you think if I'm either of these junglers, where am I going to try to finally get something moving?
I mean, if I'm the side of Conduit Honest Climbers, I'm looking at mid lane. That is a no summoner Victor and a mobile scaling caster mage. He is very easy to gank, especially now, once again, that Alf does have that ultimate up. Konaribi still has flash. Alf has flash again, but we can see down here in the bot lane, the engineer is going to be looking for a play, which is actually very difficult. Lulu is actually a very good support answer into Wukong. I was surprised they elected to go for that one because you can polymorph him once he gets the ult in. You have the wild growth. You have a slow on the glitter lance as well. It makes it very hard for Wukong to get that second one, but it looks like the side of Snapdragons just wanted the hover there for the push out to contest this second dragon. As you can see, Konaribi is actually just going onto the top side, so Conduit is going to be given over the second Drake of the game. And it's going to be that Hextech Soul, which is definitely a stronger singular dragon to get than the side of the Chemtech. Just be teams have been trying to make plays where there's nothing coming to at this point in the game.
Well, nothing just yet. But it looks like there might be something on the top side as he gets pulled towards the tower. Not enough just yet. A little bit of heal from this Mordekaiser. And it is, you know, not bearing any fruit. He doesn't find anything just yet. And I don't expect anything to come of it for much longer. But we'll see. Maybe some jungler spice. Maybe a little bit of action. But everybody getting on the reset means it's going to be back to a neutral state. Both these Drakes now 1-1 each. Teams not looking for anything too spicy. Victor's summoner spells are coming up soon, so the window is closing.
Yeah, and you can see Try elected to go for that first item of the Canic Rooker, and 2 words that aren't real that Riot made up, but it makes a lot of sense because both solo laners for the side of the Snapdragons are those AP champions with the Mordekaiser and the Victor respectively, so it makes a lot of sense to be going for that first. You lose a little bit of like wave clear and push power as the Ornn because you don't have that Bomby Cinder passive, but it really isn't going to be all that much. We can see the ISO is looking for an invade here, but
oh, well, we're going for the Cyclone. Spin around? No? Little aggression on the bottom side.
But that will...
Oh, not enough to result in a kill, but here comes the Death Rocket. The heal is good, though, and the shield popped by the Sivir to make sure she's safe, but not enough to result in any kills on either side. But the Wukong's floating. He's looking to see if he can get something done, possibly. It looks like he might look for another jump in here. They know he's there, though, so they don't want to walk up too far.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a rough dive to make, too, because in that play, Lulu didn't even use the Wild Growth. Still has Flash, still has here. You still have Barrier here on the Jinx as well. While you used your own Barrier, you used all 3 of your ultimates and the Wukong Flash. Makes the dive a lot harder there for the side of EDN Snapdragon. So, very well played by the Conduit bot lane in that one. Not using too many things to try to survive there. Very well played and calculated by them. And it's going to just result in the wave pushing back. Domination. Oh, wait, hold on. First blood picked up by Killbot in the bot lane. The top lane's fighting.
Top lane's fighting at the same time, but will it result in Chai's demise? It will not. The flash away is good. But in the bot lane, there were still some kills going on. This Lulu fell for a spill. What exactly happened here? The Sivir threw some damage out. Lulu walks up trying to get something done. What exactly happens here? I don't know. Seems just like a little bit, maybe you overstep your bounce. She just got bounced. She just got owned.
Oh my gosh. Sunrise with just a mistake, just doesn't respect the damage that can come out of there from Sivir. And that's actually massive because you had your Jinx ahead half an item over the Sivir, but getting that first blood gold, they're even on item parity now, and they actually should be relatively even on gold because, yes, Jinx got the extra gold from the Cole, but the first blood gold is going to be much more into the Jinx's pocket, so, I mean, into the Sivir's pocket, so Killbot pretty even on gold here, even going to pick up a plate for themselves, so the Snapdragon bottom lane feeling very comfortable in this one as first items are coming out across the board. And I have a complaint with the Sunrise Ardent Sensor. As a support main myself, I've done a lot of math on this item. This item is just not good anymore. It just doesn't do as much as you want it to. I would have liked to see almost any other item as a first choice here, but I understand the thought process of it, and I had the same thought process for a while, but after a lot of math and a lot of trial and error, I just realized it's just not really worth building this item anymore. So we'll see how much value Sunrise is really able to get out of this. Is top lane, or sorry, junglers looking to fight over this top scuttle. Going to be picked up there by Konaribi with the smite. And also, in the meantime, it is a level advantage here for the side of the Conduit jungler, able to bring that back. And now they're looking at Major in the mid lane.
They're looking at Major indeed. He seems to be a major target. Zahen getting knocked up by that Cyclone, but it looks like we're just getting so much damage. Hugify comes through to knock somebody up, but it's not enough to result in any kills just yet, but this Lulu needs to run away. The shield is good. Nobody falls down just yet.
Yeah, I mean, that was a rough one. We saw the Wild Growth get used there by Sunrise, and so did the Shockwave by Elf, but none of it connected onto Major, who was just able to kite that out with the Ghost and still didn't have Flash. Wukong with a really good use of the Cyclone to peel for his mid laner as well. Able to just escape from that play. A lot used there by the side of Conduit. Also, in respect, a lot was used by Snapdragons, but nobody goes down, and now Konaribi could actually be caught here. Is going to use that E to escape from the Super Scorching Mega Kick, I believe is the name of the Milio ability. It's very close to Super Mega Death Rocket, so I get the Super Scorcher Fire Mega Death Rocket Kick all messed up in my head.
Ultra Mega Fire Kick.
Yeah, exactly. They're too similar. Why is one an ultimate and one just a regular ability? Very too close to each other for my liking.
Last set that the Snapdragons were in, there were names that were similar to champions and champion names, but it looks like there's a fight going on. We'll name some champions indeed right now. Victor is the target, but Victor seems to be ready to turn it around. This Jinx is getting shredded right now by all this damage, and the Engineer will take down Domination quickly afterwards, but here comes the Forge God. See if we can get anything done. The knockup is good. On to 3 there, and the Orange looking to get something started. Possibly get his team out of there because the Zehen doesn't want to fight. Lulu can't fight because she's dead. And the Climbers are going to have to walk away from this.
And that's just a misplay by Sunrise there, being way too far up, way too aggressive. Gets caught out there by the Snapdragon rotation, is stuck in the gravity field, is able to escape it, but there's so much follow-up from the rest of the team, so much damage at this point, and it's just very rough to be the Lulu there. Got flashed on by Killbot, and it was just a very good play overall by the Snapdragons. The TPs were necessary by Try to keep his team alive once Icedac did TP in, but overall, Snapdragons might have lost the first dragon, but they are controlling this mid game. The gold is even for the most part. It's just a small gold lead for the side of Snapdragons as a whole, but now you have the advantage here on your Sivir. Is even in gold, but the 101 is going to be very helpful because you are down in that CS department, also added up with the call. But overall, the way Snapdragons is playing the map as a team is a lot better right now than the Honest Climb is going.
Looks like there's some good damage going on to this Victor, but that shield is nice. The Ornn trying to get something done, but Victor able to walk away for now. But it looks like Zehen might not have the same luxury as the collapse comes through. No, Lulu throws a shield. Make sure they're safe for now. Because it looks like they want to get a little zesty in the mid lane. Nothing too crazy, though. The Snapdragons wanted something, but the Climbers walk away.
Yeah, and something very interesting to me is that EDM Major has picked up the Lichbane here on Victor. Not something you see all too often. Going to be going in for that Lichbane purchase. I meant to say Sheen. I think I said Lichbane originally. But regardless, going to be building a Lichbane in this game. Normally not something you see picked up. If it is, it's never second from what I've seen. So definitely going to be having to watch when it's not typically the normal Breeze and Blackfire toward.
Well, we'll see. The Cyclone comes down and goes up, brings one up. Orianna goes into the dirt.
Now Alpha trying to play.
Right into the dirt she goes. Alf getting
yeah, I mean, Alf
down.
just playing. Alf just playing a little. Yeah, Alf just playing a little bit too.
No, nothing too.
All right, I was holding my breath there for a second, but yeah, Alf gets caught in the side lane a little bit too disrespectful there. Didn't have flash. The Engineer just able to get on top of him. A nice layering of abilities to get all that damage down for the side of Eden Snapdragons. The Super Mega Death Rocket comes out to try to steal, but is blocked by Sad Lantern. So another neutral objective going the way of Eden Snapdragon in this mid lane or mid game, and the small gold lead they have, they're starting to grow that. It is about 1,000 gold lead right now. So we'll see if they're able to continue this momentum. It can still go either way at this point, but right now they are slowly starting to build up a gold lead and looking to try to continue this, try to break some turrets as play is going to happen.
We're trying to break Mordekaiser's skull right now because that's what we're looking at. The shield is not going to be enough for you because Konorebi takes him down. Victor, though, looking at Alf, but Alf pulls him back in, putting some more damage down. Major trying to turn this around, turn it around, run away, be super fast with that ghost. Can we catch up? Doesn't seem to matter right now. Doesn't think we're fast enough because Wukong's on the way. The monkey on the run to make sure his boy gets out safe.
Yeah, and I mean, let's start with that bottom lane play. The Ornhorn was called there by Chai. Isodak tried to flash it, but still got knocked up by the very edge of it, so Konorebi was able to come in and pick up that kill. Alf almost had the solo kill there on EDN Major in the top lane, but like you said, ghosted and actually played it very well. Started kiting up, forced Alf far too up in the wave, and then used Ghost to get that bonus movement speed run down to where his team was coming from. So Alf not able to pick up that solo kill. And yes, the bot lane turret did go down, but 2 turrets were picked up here by the I believe it went down in the top lane, then they got one in the mid lane as well. So they're still only 1,000 gold lead in this game, but right now the path of the enemy jungle, and then start looking for more picks on plays that they are looking to go for, so they can actually guarantee that whatever neutral objective they want to play for can go their way. So I'll have to see how they play around this. Domination going with an interesting Jinx build. I think this has to be a new tech because it's not something I'm used to seeing. Has that new Hex tech item that if you get a kill in a team fight increases your attack range.
We'll see if this is tech though, because we see this Emilio getting gone on right now by the Zahen. We're in, looking for some damage. The wild growth comes down. No, it does not just yet. They were looking for something, don't find anything. Force the Emilio away. That's the opening they wanted to try to get around this Drake and get it started. 10 seconds till it spawns. We find the Wukong in the corner. We put him up into the sky, and we put him down into the dirt. The flash is not good. The polymorph comes down. The spin into the dirt. Orianna shuts him down, and the Drake will be pulled.
Yeah, and that's just a very good play by Konoribi, just trying to get that kill onto Sad Lantern, forces the flash, heal, and the ultimate, which makes it very difficult for the side of Snapdragons to come in. And then Chai was there already grouped with the team, is able to get the pick on the engineer when he walks in to try to get any vision in that area when they had no control for it. And just really well played there by the side of Conduit to be able to pick up that second dragon, stop the dragon stacking coming out from the side of Majors, get some much needed gold back in their pocket. Alf getting that shutdown is going to be actually pretty impactful for the team because he is kind of significantly down here. He's down 50 CS at this point in the game, and then Major already has 2 full completed items while Alf is only on that item and a half right now. So definitely some much needed gold you need into your mid lane to be effective with that shockwave and in these team fights to actually threaten people. But it's just a solid play. Snapdragons got a little too comfortable, a little too aggressive with the small incremental lead that they had and get punished for it out of a strong, solid play from a 5-man force of the Conduit Honest Climbers.
Well, Conduit seems to be, despite their deficit, not a very big deficit, mind you, seem to be just ready to make something happen. And that's kind of what you're looking for, right? You're ready to make something happen. You're grouped up first, which means we can get something done. We found a pick. Unfortunately, it didn't go well at the first point. But then we found Wukong, who just happened to walk in, and we put him in a corner, we put him in a wall, and then we put him in the dirt. And that was just exactly what you want to see. Allows you to get the Drake nice and clean and easy. And now we'll see if we can get anything done. This Baron is a bit too big for anybody to pick up just now. Unless it's the Rift Herald still. Am I crazy?
You are crazy. Nope. It is the Baron. Baron spawns in 20 minutes once again. Nobody,
yeah, that's what I thought.
Wait, nobody got Herald. Oh, wait, hold on.
The Cyclone's in. Zahen is out of there. Looking to teleport out with that ultimate. Is able to get to safety.
Yeah, but they also use the Lulu Wild Growth there. A little bit of distinct use on the ultimates there. That does feel rough. But, yeah, I just realized, like you said. Oh, wait, hold on. Sad Lantern taking a lot of damage.
Emilio soaking up a ton of damage, having to split up towards topside to be safe. But at the same time, the Mega Death Rocket blasts ever into the dome, forcing Killbot to reset.
Yeah, and this should actually mean that Conduit should be able to get a lot of significant damage onto this mid lane turret. But something I did want to mention about that dragon fight when they did pick off the engineer, he actually almost did escape that. He just had a failed flash over the blue buff wall, which might means he lives there and then is still able to contest for that dragon. But because that happened, just falls down. 2 plates are able to be picked up mid there. Oh,
Victor's able to get away for now, but I don't know how much time he can buy. Victor, with that ghost, just quick enough to make sure he lives for now. But the boys on the side of Conduit are not giving up just yet. They don't want to give him all this free ground for no reason. Now, Victor going to walk back up towards that top side and get his farm.
Yeah, and one thing I didn't like in that play when they were looking to get the pick onto Victor is that Isodak started walking up into the follow up on the play if they overrest on the side of pushing that wave, try to get pressure onto that, try to get even more gold into your pocket, into your team's pocket. And if the play continues going aggressively there, you TP up instead of walking up. Could have had a lot more pressure on the spot lane tier 2, but now Chai is looking to go in on Isodak. Doesn't know that the engineer is here until now. Konoribi's here as well.
Looking for more is what they are doing. The engineer putting some damage into Konoribi, some good damage as well. The Death Rocket is off the mark, and Eden Snapdragons are out of there. But Wukong might be walking up into a bit more than he could chew right now because Orange looking to catch him on the corner. Teleport away with that clone. But Wukong's falling lower and lower, and he goes down.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like the TP out of Alpha originally, but they're able to pick off the engineer who went a little way too aggressive on his pathing there. Just gets picked off. We'll watch the replay here. Yeah, just a little bit disrespectful in that pathing. Should have just followed his Mordekaiser out up into their own side instead of trying to wrap around the red buff for the escape there into the mid lane. But in the meantime, because Major doesn't have a TP, can't follow Alpha and leaves the lane, so just stays in the side lane. And because he has this Lich Bane, he actually does a lot of damage to these turrets. So, I mean, it is a smart purchase, and it makes a lot of sense when you think about it that Eden Major doesn't have TP. So he's going for as much burst as possible and much... Oh.
Looking for some good damage, but no, won't find it. I thought he was gonna go for the kill there. That's why I made that noise. I was like, huh? Like, is he looking for something a little zesty here? No, nothing. No zest, no spice. Just a plain old Victor.
Oh, we'll see what Chai can actually do here onto Isodak.
Good damage. The shield is big though, and the heal is nice. Means Isodak is probably just gonna walk away from this, reset, get himself something nice. Same time. The entire team of Eden just came back off of base and heading back down towards this bottom side Drake. So now we'll see if we're setting up for that same sort of play where we get a pick and look for that Drake afterwards.
Yeah, and I mean, a thing to note here is that, yes, Conduit has closed...
They've closed the lead, now we're closing the gates.
Like, kind of out of... Where
they're on this now. Look at the final chapter comes through. We're looking to close the books, but we get sent into the air, and the knockup does not find the Victor because Victor's looking for this Jinx, but it doesn't even matter because Jinx is too big, too powerful, too fast. Those guns are firing too quick because we're on the chase now, looking for some more damage, but it looks like Major just bit off a bit more than he could chew.
Yeah, I mean, very well played there by both Sunrai and Domination. Sunrai even flashing back to heal his AD carry, get the wild growth. Domination waiting until the last second to pop the flash and the barrier. Very, very well played here as Chai TP's back in. Isodak actually might be caught here now. We'll see if they're going to go for this one onto the Mordekaiser.
Knockup is good. The Mordekaiser's polymorphed and disappears. Alf getting the kill for himself. Killbot getting exploded right now by the rockets, but the Mega Death Rocket doesn't seal his fate just yet. So, this Drake will go to the Climbers unless something really crazy happens.
That spell shield by Killbot actually keeps him alive, waits for the ultimate animation out of the Ori on a shockwave to come out, spell shields it, and stays alive because of that play. But overall, that was just a very well played fight by the side of Climbers. 3 people zoned out the 4 members of Snapdragons. Major too far in. Sunrise Domination played it out perfectly. Able to pick up their 3rd dragon from themselves on Soul Point. Still not quite able to crack open this mid lane turret yet at this point in the game, which actually is kind of massive. Because no team went for the Rift Herald, it means it's very hard for them to take this mid wave because Victor has very good wave clear and so does Sivir. They kind of need to kill all of them and have the minion wave at the right point in the lane to be able to crack open this mid lane tier 1. So easier said than done. We'll see how they choose to play around that. As we can see here, Victor does get his 3rd completed item despite falling down in that team fight. Alf is only on his 2nd. You have 3 items here for Domination on this Jinx with that Masterwork Infinity Edge as well. Orin on his way to his 3rd item. Both junglers mirrored in their items, literally both with the Triforce, the Sundered Sky, and the Merc Treads. The only difference is you have a Masterwork Sundered Sky there for
well,
when I've sensor, and I'm upset about this. I saw somebody in Twitch chat talking about it. I hold my thought.
Well, you can hold your thought, and they can.
All right, my screen froze. I thought action was breaking out.
Well, they could have possibly been, but no, it didn't happen just yet. They are looking for some action though, because they're setting up around this Baron, clearing some vision out, and making sure that they're the only ones who could see. Right now, Victor is making his way over. You mentioned the positioning, how important it is for this Victor to be at the right place at the right time, and now he's making his way over and will be there. Major in that last fight tried to get super aggro, and it just didn't work out. Do you want him to play further back in this next one, or are you okay with him going for that sort of play?
I think the issue is because of the build he's gone, he has to play super aggressive like that. He's kind of just went full burst mage. He went with the Luden's Echo and with the Lich Bane. He has to just look for the full burst onto somebody. It's not the traditional Hextech laser burn build that we see a lot of times out of Victor with the Leandries and the Blackfire Torch where you can just look for poke. So it's a choice that he made, and I think it's actually easier said than done specifically against the Conduit comp because they have the shielding, the healing that can come out from Lulu, even the shielding and movement speed that comes out from this Orianna as well onto the Jinx. It makes it a lot harder for EDN Major to like kind of just one-shot Jinx in these team fights. So I mean, he has to play like that, but his team needs to also be there to follow him up because if they're able to pull away either this Ornn or even the Zehen with the Mordekaiser ultimate and make it a 4v4, the numbers can be a lot stronger on the side of the Honest Climber, on the side of Snapdragons, because if Wukong can save his ult until one of those issues are out of the team fight, it can actually be very good for a team fight for the side of Snapdragons, as now Jinx is on 4 items now, picking up that... There you go, pick that up there, as Sivir's only on 3.5 items at this point. Getting to a point where gold is relatively even still in this game, and one good team fight can really swing the momentum into either team's favor, because if you get enough people wiped off the map on either side, that should just be a Baron for your taking. As we can see now, Snapdragon's trying to set up to bait the side of the Honest Climbers into a trap. Alf is recalling, they're not quite sure where he is, but I think if you Snapdragons... Oh wait, hold on,
Oh, Cyclone comes down. We're looking to get the Zehen, but no, he ults away. Final chapter out in the Lulu, using that wild growth to make sure he's away. At the same time, Victor was stepping on the gas, making sure he was moving real quick. But the wraparound here could result in something that he's not looking for. That's the Orianna ultimate, sucking him in, putting him in place, and then we put him down. Alf secures the kill on Major.
Man, Major just oversteps there. Oh, wait, hold on.
Oh, well, we're looking for more. We're seeing we're overstepping. We're going right into the Jinx's damage. But the return kill on the Jinx is huge. The Forge God goes wide, but at the same time, double kill for the Jinx means that there may not be anything going on for a return, a re-engage. But the Jinx going down is massive for Snapdragons.
Yeah, I was about to say, because Killbot picked up that return kill onto Domination, that means they can't pick up the Baron here. Yes, they'll get this Mountain Dragon Soul, but going back to when Major got caught out there, because they forced Konaribi out, Sunrise was super low, they could have just gone and started up the Baron as the side of Snapdragons, but then Major gets caught out. Very well played by the Honest Climbers to push forward in the mid lane now that Konaribi had rejoined them. If Domination didn't fall down there to Sivir, that's Dragon Soul, that's Baron, that's mid lane tier 2, and that is the game heavily swung in your favor. Yes, they're up 2k gold now. Yes, they have the Mountain Soul, which is about another 1,000 gold. All the Ornn ornaments are like another 1,000 gold each. Yes, the gold lead is 2,000 on paper, but it actually is a lot more here. But regardless of that, because of how strong the Mordekaiser ultimate is, the team fights can still be very close here for the side of Snapdragons. This game is by no means over at all. They have very strong wave clear. Makes it very hard for climbers to push down any turrets without having that Baron buff. So it's really going to come down to how these teams play around this Baron, whether they can get a bait in and get a big pick before it, or if there's just a clean team fight beforehand for either side, get 3-4 members off the map, and then just take Baron for yourselves. It really can just come down to this one neutral objective in this game.
Well, we'll see exactly where it comes down, where the door closes. Because right there, Major went in and then walked into his demise, which was really rough. Major's damage, I think, is a very core part to Eden Snapdragon's fight. And like you said, he goes in because of the way he's built. He's going that full burst mage. I want to blow you up, and you are... When I push my buttons, you are going to die. And if you don't, I am going to die. And that's kind of like the style that he's going for here. And the people on Eden Snapdragons just kind of got to commit to that, stick with that. And unfortunately, it just doesn't seem to be piecing together just yet for them. We'll see if that, is able to shape up for them. But this time, we're seeing a little bit of, passive play while the team set up again for this Baron.
Yeah, and I also think on the side of Snapdragons, this Mordekaiser isn't having the impact that you're hoping to get out of him in this game. It feels like he's always late to these plays, or his team's getting caught out before it, so he's not really able to contribute, get an ult onto a team member on the side of the Honest Climbers, as Conduit is going to use the E to get out of the gravity well, take a little bit of poke there. But both these teams are really prioing vision and control over this Baron area. We're going to see if the side of Snapdragons are able to clear out this control ward, as it's just Sunrise and Conduit in the area. Major actually stuck in the Baron pit.
Putting the Baron pit, putting the corner polymorph, turned into something that he's not, but it seems like the damage is what he has. Good Zonia's comes out. The final chapter finds nothing except for maybe the demise of his head. A gigantic amount of damage from the Orianna just comes through, results in a triple kill. Almost a full wipe already, but the shutdown on the Zehen is there. The return kill coming around. Double kill for the Jinx. This Baron is going to the Climbers.
Alf showed up at the end of that fight, gets a triple kill with the Orianna Shockwave, which means it's just easy cleanup for the side of the Climbers. Now, if we look back at the fight, we can see Major caught out in the pit here. They use everything on him. The Sad Lantern used the Melee Ult with the Breath of Life Wild Growth on to Konaribi. Gets a nice ultimate there. Barely gets enough damage to get his resurrection up as well, so doesn't fall down. And then just huge damage from that Shockwave. And it's just over at that point. And it's just, once again, Major being slightly out of place, costing his team so much in this game.
Was that legal? Like, is that allowed? What Alf just did? Like, is that, there's got to be something he just, like, some law he just broke by absolutely exploding 3 people on the side of Snapdragons. Snap indeed, because that's how your bones went with that damage from that Shockwave. Insane work from Alf right there. That placement was perfect. But now, the team gets the Baron, the teams are getting the turrets. Now we're working our way dismantling this map.
Yeah, and now that the side of the Honest Climbers have this Baron buff, they can start breaking these turrets that have been standing for so much time in this game. There is so much standing gold in this game for either side, and Conduit is going to be the first one to start throwing that gold into their pockets, extending this gold lead even more. And a big thing about that play at the Baron pit, Chai and Alf didn't even TP to it. The person who TP'd was Isodax, so now that means the side of Climbers can 4-1, they can 1-3-1, however they want to play this, and then still have TPs to respond to any plays that the Snapdragons try to make, which is so impactful when you have this Baron buff. And now we can see Sad Lantern just deleted.
Yeah, sad is what he is right now, because he just you blink and you miss it, because now the Jinx is here. Remember what we said about Jinx being the, the hyper carry? Well, we're here to hyper carry right now, because we just exploded somebody. Final chapter, the Victor looking to ghost away, but you can't be too quick when the Zehen is on your tail. In the meantime, Alf getting gone on in the mid lane. This Cyclone looking to put him down, the chase down, shut down. Wukong puts him out, and at the same time, Major falls in the bot lane.
I remember at the start of the season when a lot of people said, when are 80 carries ever going to get the 7 items in a game of League of Legends? And we're seeing that right now. Domination is literally full build. He has the full 6 items and then the boots in the 80 carry quest role spots. So he's going to be putting out insane amount of damage in this fight.
Excuse me? Did you see that?
Turret can't even stand. Killbot is just dead. 3 on back.
Like, it's just gone. Domination just exploded that guy. Now we're going for the inhib. We're looking, getting more damage down. You see this Mordekaiser walking up, takes a quarter of his health bar from 2 basic attack. Gone. Emilio, gone. This Jinx, not gone. We're here. We have a presence, and we got some turrets to take. We're looking to take the Nexus. We're looking to take the game. The Climbers looking to finish this off. All this damage going to the Mordekaiser. All this damage going on the Victor. The Zonias is there, but only buy you so much time. Cyclone comes down. Mordekaiser falls at the same time. Victor goes down. And Zehen. Final chapter used, and we seal the book. Finishing up game 1. Conduit Honest Climbers taking it.
Yeah, and I mean, domination is correct. This man won MVP of the Berserker League for a reason, puts his team on his back in the late game, and absolutely dismantles Eden Snapdragons in game number 1. But we still have a lot more games to play. We'll see if the Snapdragons can bounce back. But honestly, a solid game out of Conduit Honest Climbers in game number 1.
A really powerful game out of the Conduit Honest Climbers. But Eden Snapdragons weren't just going to, fold over and give it with the games, right? We still have a potential competition here, a potential 5-game set. Game 1 taken. We'll see, after a quick break, how the rest of the set's gonna go. Don't go anywhere too far. Maybe get yourself a snack. See you real soon. And welcome back once again to the Titan Esports Berserker League. I'm Navji, joined by Chiong. Conduit, Honest Climbers, Eden Snapdragons. Conduit took that game after being a little bit down 1 point, kind of by its throat, and just closed the game out rather quickly. That Jinx got to where she needed to be, just took over. I mean, what are we changing up if we're the Snapdragons here?
I think it's just maybe taking TP on your mid laner so he can be able to impact the map more depending on where the state of the game is. And maybe just like not drafting this like super low range composition that they did that just gets outranged by both the Orianna and the Jinx in the later game, because Sivir it's basically the same range as Orianna, which makes it very difficult in team fights. But I think bans, for the most part, are relatively going to stay the same. Maybe try to... It's going to be harder in this game to late pick your top laner to get a much more beneficial matchup in the top lane, because they went for their early pick comfort of the Mordekaiser, but then it's just countered by the Ornn, and it's not really a counter per se, where like Ornn is just going to solo kill Mordekaiser like 16, 20 times. He's just going to sit up there. He's going to make sure Mordekaiser just does absolutely nothing in the game. And I think it's like playing to your win cons. Like the engineer really like made that one play mid in the early game and then kind of just farmed the rest of the game until like the team fight phase. But like try to get your win condition accelerated faster into the game. And we saw that the bot lane, like nobody focused the bot lane, but because Domination got Cole, he basically got himself a free 300 gold lead, which just ended up snowballing. And I said the bans are going to stay the same, but instead Snapdragons doesn't ban the Seraphine. They ban the Viego so they can pick their Seraphine on the blue side for them. So that's going to be their first pick. Curious if it's flexible between mid and support. Maybe, I'm not going to say bot. I don't even like it mid because like AP Seraphine got gutted. Like she's really only good in support anymore. But side of Conduit, gonna make sure that you can get that super strong pairing of the Ashe and the Seraphine, and also respectively with that, make sure you can pair the Seraphine with this aggressive wanna fight you jungler in the Xin Zhao. So I like the first two picks here out of Conduit Honest Climbers in response to the Seraphine.
Oh, will be the pickup in return for likely Eden Major, and we'll see exactly what they follow that up with, because like you said, that Seraphine could go mid, could go bot. Well, that confirms that it's not going mid. Unless Yone, for some reason, is going top, or couldn't possibly go jungle. I doubt that, though. Yone, whenever I see him, he goes mid and makes stuff happen. But that means, where's Echo going?
Yeah, I think it might actually be mid lane for Major here, but regardless of that, I do like the Talia pick for Alph. I think it's good into either Yone or the Echo. And even if it's like Yone mid with the Echo jungle, I still think it's a very good pick. Really makes it hard for them to be super effective in team fights just because of how you can position those that worked ground. I always forget the name of the E, but however you position the E, it makes it very hard for them to engage. And now on the side of Snapdragons, you really need some tanky boys because you have the damage, you have the Echo, you have the Yone, you have some good damage there. You need a really good tank top or jungle who can initiate these fights for you, because relying on the Yone Seraphine to engage the fight for you is going to be very difficult into the composition that Conduit is already drafting. The Braum ban is very smart because Braum is very good into Seraphine. You just block that ultimate, makes it very difficult. And Shen picked up here. Even if that is Yone top, I think Shen is relatively good into Yone. So far, I'm really liking this Conduit draft in comparison to the Snapdragons.
I was thinking, you mentioned the tanks. I was thinking like Mundo, maybe Malphite. You could look towards those characters that just don't die. I mean, you could also look for, like, the Malphite gives you engage. The Mundo just gives you a character that does not die. But the Malphite seems to be what they're going for. And the Swain means it could be that Seraphine bot, like you were saying. You don't like it. I can see your face. I can see your face. You don't like it. Would you prefer the Swain there?
Okay, I was going to say, I hate the Snapdragon draft because I know exactly what's going to happen with Conduit. This is Shen support, and this is Silas top for Chai. Like, Conduit just giga-brained this draft. They have three really, really good Silas ultimates, and then they have, like, a fourth good one with, like, a fourth and fifth good one with the Echo Yone ultimate. But this Conduit draft, I think, honestly, like, I think this just giga gaps what the Snapdragons drafted. I do not like this bot lane out of Snapdragons. I'm like Echo is such a feast or famine jungler. It has to get ahead earlier. It really doesn't do anything. There is going to be so much pressure on this Yone as the only source of AD damage in this game to actually put out and do a ton of work here for the side of Snapdragons. I think Conduit just read exactly like they opened their notebook. They said this is what Snapdragons wants to draft, and then we're just going to make sure we get Silas and we win the game.
Hey, if that's the plan, the book has been written. It's already been foretold in the prophecy, and we'll see if the Conduit can take this next game just from draft alone, or if Eden Snapdragons have the turnaround to bring it to this game 4. We only are one game in, so we'll see exactly. Conduit, though, like you said, expertly maneuvered this draft. I really like how, like, get in there this team is, minus the Ashe, who really doesn't get in there. You have characters that just get involved. The Talia sliding in on that ultimate. The Xin Zhao fights whenever he sees you on the court. Like, whenever he sees you, he just goes. Silas wants to just go. And like you said, all these Silas ultimates, though the Silas top, something I really personally enjoy when I play League. I like the Silas top. It's something I really enjoy. It's just super fun. Chai, I want to see him make some impact with this.
I mean, he's going to. If anybody follows any other rioters on TikTok or social media, everybody knows Riot August has talked about this before. The best counter pick in the game of League of Legends, it doesn't matter the lane, the matchup, it doesn't matter. If there is a Malphite in the game and there's a Silas in the game, Silas wins the game like almost 70% of the time. It is just the best counter pick in the game because you get the best ultimate available to Silas of a full scale AP Malphite without having to be full AP Malphite. So it is just going to be very difficult for Snapdragons to play him. It is a lot of pressure on Isodak to get these engages down and followed up by Sad Lantern and EDN Major, while the side of Conduit has a very strong pick comp. You can Ashe Era somebody into a Shenton, into a Talia flip back, into a Silas Chain, into a Xin Zhao combination. It is like, if Chai doesn't hard carry this game, I never want to see Chai play Silas again, because this is like
He's banned.
This is a Silas game of all times. If he doesn't absolutely dismantle and like put Snapdragons into the dirt, I'm trying not to be biased here, but like as a player who plays in many leagues, has played many roles, if I get Silas in this angle and I don't hard carry, I'm never playing Silas ever again in my career.
Never again in your career will you be allowed to play Silas. As we load into game, a little brief pause came through, but we'll be out of it very, very soon. As we see exactly what, this composition, very interesting. The Echo just seems so out of left field for the engineer. Like I was talking about before, he's like the setup guy, He likes to set up and then get involved that way. Echo seems so, odd for him. But you were saying this Echo's a very feast or famine jungler, so we're looking to feast on this bot lane again, or are we feasting somewhere else?
Oh, I'm feeding. I'm trying to dismantle Chai the best I can, but it's not going to be possible. So I think you have to actually play for Major this game, because like Swain and Seraphine, they want to get to like 1, 2.5. They want to get to 1, 2 items. While if Major just gets like that Blade of the Rune King, he can actually be a massive threat in this game. So I think you try your best to play for mid lane in this game. While I think on the opposite side, like Konaribi's pathing bot, I don't like this. I'm pathing top this entire game. I'm trying to get this Silas ahead, and I'm trying to make sure that Chai can actually take over this entire game. But with that, you were talking about how the engineer is like this like engage style of jungler. I was looking at a solo queue. Hold on, a lot of early damage there onto domination. A nice use of that never move by Killbot, followed up by the double beat drop there for Sad Lantern. Normally you see Seraphine start Q a lot of the times to get that poke, but very smart to take that beat drop to get a very good trade on the domination. But like I was saying, I was looking at Killbot's solo queue before this, and I was seeing a lot of Shaco, a lot of Kazakhs, a lot of these feast or famine junglers that he's playing in solo queue. So we'll see if he's able to take that solo queue style onto the Rift here in this game number 2.
Well, we'll see if he's feasting or if he's famined right now. He's starving. He wants something to eat. And we see all that damage that Silas is already doing to that Malphite. Malphite not having a fun time in that lane. At least not yet. We'll see if that changes as time goes on. But like we were saying, this Echo is going to be, you know, a pinpoint, and like you said, Major is also going to be a pinpoint. We want to see Major get that Blade of the Ruin King, get that Bork, and then get something done. Looks like Talia is just literally just throwing rocks at his skull and making his life miserable right now. But that's also kind of the ranged versus melee combat, you know, mid lane classic right there.
Yeah, and I mean, a big thing that Major has to do in this matchup, which he's doing a very good job, is effectively using his health bar against Alf's mana. Because you don't have mana as Silas, you have the Fleet Footwork, you have the Door and Shield, you have to try to sustain through this early lane until Alf runs out of mana and has to take a reset, and then be able to pick up as much CS as you can. As another good trade there by the bot lane of the Snapdragons, even getting that eye to proc, getting that bonus health there on Killbot on that Swain. But looking at the top lane, I am somewhat of a Malphite connoisseur myself. This is my favorite top laner to play whenever I am playing top lane. But he is going to be suffering for a long time in this top lane. But you can get very good trades like that. And Malphite is one of these tank tops I think is even more deceptive than Ornn for like solo kill ability. Because like if you look at Try's health bar, and he's about half health now as Major's getting engaged on in the mid lane.
No,
all right, he's going to be A-okay. But, like, if you look at Try's health bar, he's at about half HP. He's lower than that now. He's about a quarter. In theory, if they were both level 6 and this was the health bar of the Silas at this point, as Malphite, you solo kill. You prep your W, you ult in, you smack him with the W, you hit your E, you throw a Q at them, they're just dead, and you just get that free solo kill. But we're going to see how Isaac does in this matchup. He's going to have to go with the less ideal Bomby's item on the Malphite this game. You love the Sunfire Cape, but he's going to have to go for the MR one, which I'm forgetting the name of because I build it like maybe once every like 70 games. But yeah, Alf with a very good trade.
He's okay. Don't worry. He's okay. Major will live for now. Play some beats and go back to base. Returns back towards this bot lane. Man, we were mentioning this kind of the amount of AP damage on the side of Eden Snapdragons, and that kind of culminates in this bot lane and this Swain in particular. What exactly this Swain offers that makes you want to play him in this ADC role?
Somebody said in the chat, I'll shout them out. Singular Bread mentioned it. It's kind of just a takeaway from Domination. He is a very good Swain player, as Chai gets a massive trade onto Ice Attack, but the Engineer's up here. Chai doesn't have an E, but he's going to get out of that stun field, so going to be just fine. But it kind of is just a takeaway from Domination. But another thing it does provide in these team fights, especially against like the Shen who's going to be going in, the Xin Zhao, and the Silas.
Oh no,
you're just a
Major. The ultimate having to be burned right there. The Xin Zhao does not find the connect, but the flash is there. The chase is on the knockup. Pulling him back in again. The Shen's here to provide moral support. And the first blood going to the pockets of the Conduit Climbers.
And that is a very good play out of Conduit, realizing that this Yone is actually a key factor in the EDN Snapdragons game this time around. So I very much like them focusing their attention on that mid lane there. Very good play by them. Engineer looking for the Dragon Steal.
He gets it.
Here, it's getting relatively...
Ooh, the engage is back in
away,
now.
but oh my god!
Looking for so much damage, but he doesn't find anything. Nothing there but the Echo. And the Echo puts him down into the dirt. The chase is on. The root is there. Engineer will fall to Domination. But at the same note, Killbot picks up one. Talia is here, though. Alpha looking to make something happen. Won't find anything. But the knockaway is massive here. But Killbot will not go down just yet. Domination will finally fall. Alf finishing up the kill and now on the run, but might look to turn this around. No, does not have enough. The knockback huge from Alf. Alf is huge on this Tully. This guy's sick.
Yeah, as somebody who's played with Alf and has been watching a lot of his games, his Talia has gotten so much better from when I first saw him practicing this champion. He's gotten very skilled at it. I saw him at one time playing in like a draft league as a substitute where like he was playing against a Masters mid. They went to 5 games and he pulled out Talia and he was actually smurfing on this guy. So his Talia has gotten very, very good over the past couple of seasons. So very happy to see him pulling this out and performing well. But that Dragon Steal by the Engineer is very well timed, and then also the follow-up by Killbot in Sad Lantern was. Oh god.
Uh-oh! Major is gone. That was a major crime right there. The amount that he just took, the overstepping, the Talia comes in, and the Major is put down.
Yeah, just another really good time to play there by the side of Conduit. Sunrise with a nice roam. He's able to get up into the mid lane. Alf uses that ultimate in and is able to pick up another kill here on the EDN Major, but that bot lane engaged by Killbot and Sad Lantern was absolutely massive. You got the double never move into the encore there by Sad Lantern, gets a lot of members. And I think Dominisha could have done a lot more in that team fight. He was switching focus a lot in that. I think they could have picked up more kills on the side of Conduit, but it ended up, like, I think being a 3 for 2 at the end of the day, and then they were able to pick up the late kill on the EDN Major there in the mid lane like we just saw. So that is the reason Conduit is on top in the kills here. But overall, I wasn't a fan of the Swain Seraphine bot lane, but Killbot and Sad Lantern are playing it well. They know their trade patterns. They know how to stack up their abilities very well. So they are playing it well. The question is, like, how effective are they going to be with this composition in the late game? How practiced are they with a composition of this style where, you know, the engineer isn't on that engaged type of champion that you have mentioned before, how he's on more of a carry style jungler. It's definitely a different focus for teams. If you're not practicing that and you're not used to it, it can be very difficult to pull off, especially in a finals where there is actually a lot of pressure on you.
Well, we'll see if it does come true, as it looks like right now the Conduits are just taking these Void Grubs, able to take 2 of them by themselves just now, but it looks like Echo's trying to make something happen, gets away from the Silas, trying to grab him with those chains. In the meantime, Major is on the way. The Void Grub's secured by the Conduit, and the walk away means that they're safe for now. I'm wondering right now, what is the dream fight for the Snapdragons then? You're asking whether or not they can do this towards, you know, the later game, but what exactly does that mean for them? What are they looking for in that? Like,
I mean, they just had a dream fight situation at the Void Grubs, right? It was 3v2. You get Isodac to roam down. You use that Malphite ultimate.
Oh.
Alf gonna flash the ult there by Major and is just gonna be able to escape. Very nice reaction time. But back to your question, like, you get Isodac to roam down. You get the 2-man onto the...
the Ashe ultimate comes down on the chase is there, and the Seraphine is gone. She's no longer there while the Swain pops that ultimate, looking to get away, but is it enough? The damage is there. The Ashe puts in the numbers, the work. Domination numbers puts down the Swain.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'll get my thought out because these teams are playing a lot faster than they did in game number 1. Conduit is feeling good in this game, playing extremely well, but the ideal team fight for the side of Snapdragons is you get a Malphite ult, followed up by a very big stun from the Engineer. You can follow that up with an ultimate from EDN Major. You follow it up with an ultimate from Sad Lantern. Nobody can move on the side of Conduit, and then the whole time, Killbot is standing in the middle of 5 of them, just being a drain tank and making sure they have no HP. I do not like Malignant's first item. Very much disagree with this. I think you have to go either Rylai's or Liandry's first item, even if you are bot lane Swain. I think those 2 items on the Swain are so incredibly powerful.
Well, we'll see how much power that does give him in the later stages. You said the drain tank style is what the Swain is looking for, and I'm curious to see exactly that's what's going to happen. But it looks like right now they're looking to drain some damage, drain some life. The damage is there. The Talia's in from the side, riding those rocks, making sure something goes on, and it looks like the Xin Zhao is going down after enough time. The final chapter was not there, but at the same time, it looks like the book is closing because of all that damage. Your fate is sealed. Killbot taking down 1. Another will fall in the same time. 3 going down. Killbot will fall to Chai's rotation, and the chase is on. And it looks like a double kill will be going to Chai. The Ashe arrow will find another, and Isotoke will fall down. Isodac, triple kill going to Chai.
Yeah, that is rough for the side of Snapdragons. I said this was a tough comp for them to execute, and you saw it exactly there. They used ultimates earlier. They didn't have anything available. Icedac tries to TP in to salvage the play, but Chai TP responds, gets the Malphite ultimate. They get full aced at 11 minutes into the game. You have a 2-0-7 Talia. You now have a 3-0 Silas to deal with. The Shen and the Ashe are both very strong. They're going to be much more supportive in this game. The carry in this game is going to be Chai, and it's going to be Konaribi for the side of Conduit. And you had an ideal situation there for the side of Snapdragons, right? It was 4v4, but if they had the Swain ultimate, they had the Sarah ultimate, it would have been so much.
Ooh, saved.
I paused completely because I saw the engineer throw out the Silas W and then E forward, flash forward, and then immediately ult backwards. I was just stun locked for a second. And speaking of stun locked, Sad Lantern is stun locked.
Well, nope, they're stun locked, they're root locking, keeping somebody down, but she was put into the dirt. You're going to the grave, right into the river, but in goes the Swain, using that ultimate to try to drain some life away, but Sunray will put him down.
I hate to call it early, but this might just be a go to game 3 and try to preserve mentals, because like it is so difficult to come back now. As Alf picks up another kill. Yeah, it is extremely hard to come back in this game now as the side of Snapdragons. If you want to look at silver linings, this is only the first dragon in the game for the side of Conduit. Ash Arrow just missed, but Engineer has no ult, no flash, and he barely gets over the wall there and lives. But Conduit is just running this map right now. They are just playing this on all fronts, like almost perfectly, honestly, because they're able to make so many aggressive plays, not only because of the composition, like it's because of the composition that they drafted, right? Xin Zhao can go in for these super aggressive plays and get Shen ulted on top of them and feel completely fine because you have not only the Shen shield, but you can then also use your ultimate to not take any damage unless they're in that field. Chai is just absolutely perfectly fine up here in the top lane. He's got a level lead. He's sitting at 301. Already has that first item. Is going to go for, I believe he should be going for the Riftmaker as the second item and then just be almost unkillable in these team fights. Luckily for Isaac, that chain hit a minion, the Abduct, so going to be CC'd there for too long. But like it is so hard here for Snapdragons. Like they have to get a picture-perfect fight where they CC the entire composition of Conduit for a full, like, 7 seconds where nobody can move, and then hopefully get, like, a clean ace to really feel like there's a strong sense of coming back in this game at this point, because it's just hard. I wish I could give more insight, but, like, the composition that they drafted for the side of Snapdragons is you have to get ahead early, and you have to snowball that as quickly as you can into the game, because your draft falls off
Engineer! Engineer disappears right there, because he's caught on the corner and CC'd down. He's gone right there.
What's the gold lead? We're almost, so we're at, what, 7K at 15 minutes? Like, that is insane. That is insane. And, like, it's not going to get any easier for the side of Snapdragons, because their tank is Isaac, who's stuck up in the top lane right now. There is nobody who can eat an Ash Arrow and then, like, take all the CC coming out from the side of Conduit. Like, literally nobody besides Isaac can even attempt to do that. And 9 times out of 10, he's not going to be with the team because he's going to be responding to Chai in the side lane.
Well, we'll see. Looks right now that Chai's going to be responded to. The Malphite ultimate is stolen, but is it enough? It looks like in the mid lane, the Yone's had enough, and he's going down, and Silas slips away! The Malphite ult and the flash is enough to get enough space to make sure he's safe. Chai lives to fight another day.
And important to note, first Rift Herald of the series picked up here. Conduit gonna pick that one up because it was not claimed by either team in game number 1, but Chai is overstaying right now. Isaac could actually have solo kill pressure. We'll see if he's going to go for it. Konaribi going for an invade onto the red buff, and he has no fear because he knows Sunrise in his back pocket.
Well, doesn't seem like he wants to do anything else than go this far, but it seems like the boys on the side of the Snapdragons are here to back up their Echo, and Echo gets pushed away, walks away, but the Yone is in, looking to put down the Xin Zhao, and finally he will fall. Shut down, going to the pocket of the Yone, but Swain's in. The Demonic Ascension has been used, but it looks like you're going straight back to hell with all this damage coming to you, but the heal is good. The heal even comes through from the Seraphine, but do you have enough life to keep yourself alive from all this coming from the Silence? Chai is in, and Chai is putting in the work. The amount of damage he is doing is just too much for the Swain to handle. It's too much for the Seraphine to handle. Is it too much for another? Echo does not find the chains onto him, but the Yone's looking for Sunrise at the same time. We don't find anybody, but it looks like the Silas is coming over the wall, looking at the Yone, and the Yone is taking so much at the same time. The shield is there, and now we wait for him to come back right for it. But Sunrise will get shut down in the meantime. Chai finds the kill as the Yone returns, going right into the grave.
And I said this in the draft. This is the best Silas draft you can get. You saw him take the Swain ultimate, and I think he had that up for the entire duration once he casted it, right before the end when Echo barely slipped away from him, and then he's still able to pick up another kill at the end.
Oh,
he's just gonna go in. Like, he has no fear because he knows there's not enough damage on the side of Snapdragons to kill him. Like, he's gonna get Riftmaker on this recall, I believe, because he got, like, a triple kill there, and then there's literally gonna be no damage to kill him in the game.
Yeah, there's not gonna be enough. And that would be catastrophic for the side of the Snapdragons. The reset comes through from the Silas just now. We'll see if he gets that Riftmaker like you said. But right now, it's just... It doesn't look like he got the Riftmaker. Got something else. At the same time, we're making rifts right now. We're making activity happen because that Ash Arrow comes through and we put down the Seraphine real quick. Sad Lantern, you'd be sad about something else right now.
I hate when games are this one-sided early because my job as a color caster is to give insight on how teams are going to come back into the game, and it is very hard to find a way that Snapdragons comes back in this game because Chai is here again. He is just hunting for kills at this point, and he has no fear.
Well, looks like right now there's no fear for Chai. There's no fear for the team of the Conduit Climbers because we're climbing up and putting down, making sure the Snapdragons don't find anything around this dragon. And we'll go pull it ourselves. Little emote at the same time. Secure the dragon for ourselves and get another one. Rift Herald brought down to the bot lane to make sure we get something. Brought out and put down.
Yeah, and if they pick up this dragon, it's almost... I'm just going to call it an 11k gold lead at this point in the game for the side of Conduit Honest Climbers. This is like almost an unsurmountable gold lead, but I say almost because we got to remember this is Emerald Cap. It is basically a Platinum League. I have seen throws of Magnus Opus caliber in these leagues before in my time casting, so I won't call it done yet, but it is very hard for the side of Snapdragons. I said it before, they need to find a picture-perfect 7-second CC chain team fight where nobody on the side of the Conduit Honest Climbers can lose, and they have to pray Chai doesn't have Swain ult during that, because then, and only then, will they be able to kill him.
Yeah, it's got to be on Chai. And Chai can't have Swain ultimate. He also can't have a second to pop an Echo ultimate, or a Malphite ultimate, or to flash, and everything has to align right now. It looks like we're aligning these chains right into your dome. Seraphine using that ultimate to try to slip away, but isn't enough. No, it will not be. Domination coming in, making sure Seraphine falls at the same time. The Swain ultimate's popped, but he goes down because he gets popped at the same time. This T2 turret in mid taking some damage, and it looks like they're going to back away and head towards Baron.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what the Snapdragon's going to do if you go for Baron at this point in the game? The answer is absolutely nothing, as Alf is just going to pick up a solo kill onto Major in the side lane. Major going to use the ultimate. It doesn't matter. Worked ground with empowered Q is able to pick up the solo bowler there for Alf in the side lane. Engineer is going to look for a steal, but Sunrise is hunting him. We'll see if he's able to even get into the pit. Sunrise doing his best to keep the 50-50 away.
Big cancellation.
Big blast code.
Yes. On the blast code is huge, but do we have enough time to get in there? We do not. And the Baron is secured at the same time, looking for possibly to pick up something, but Chai is just too big right now to go on by herself. The Engineer flashing away, looking to get away from this. That chrono break is there, and he will TP away, but it's not enough distance? Perhaps? No, it is enough distance. He'll be able to slip away for now. Uh-oh. That's not good. That's an Ash. And you're gone.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I mean, it is rough just looking across the boards. You have 2 completed items on every single champion in the game for the side of Conduit, including Sunray on support. At 22 minutes into the game, you were down you were down 14,000 gold at 22 minutes. Like, if I'm the side of Snapdragons, I'm saying, all right, guys, we drafted poorly. They R5 to Silas. It is a very difficult game for us to play because of that. We just focus on game number 3, and we...
Major? He almost turned that around. Is Flash. Can we catch up? We catch him, and we put him down. The shutdown for Major is gigantic onto Chai, and I wouldn't be surprised. You play a little beat to return to base and make sure you get your big items. Get whatever you need, because now we hit that huge shutdown gold, that bounty in our pockets. That's massive.
Report Sunrise for not ulting Chai there, honestly. But no, that is a huge shutdown there for EDN Major, because not only does it give a lot of gold into his pocket to try to be the sole carry in this game, but it also stops the Baron split push that Chai was putting out, which is actually very big for the side of Snapdragons. Now, if Isodak was near the team, they could look to force a play at this point while Silas was not alive, but because he was responding to the bot lane, nothing else could come from it. But it is still a massive 1k gold shutdown going into Major's pocket at this point in the game. He is going to have to do the work for his team if they want any chance of coming back in this game number 2.
Well, the first step has been taken. Now we got to take like 18 more. So, it always starts with 1, though. It starts with 1, and it evolves from there. Chai looks like he came in from the top side. Looking.
Oh, no.
Well, Talia's here. Fun's over. The cops are here, and we're keeping us in the corner. The wall came down from the Talia, but we're looking to turn it around. Some good damage comes around, but it's not enough. Alf puts down Major. At the same time, there's a fight going on the bot side. We've got 2 there, which means we've got 4 here, and they only got 3. Let's get the Xin Zhao, the ultimate coming through onto the Zhao, but at the same time, it's interrupted by the Malphite hitting you right with his dome. Taking you down. Domination looking to put down the Swain at the same time, but Sad Lantern able to finish up the kill with the help of that Swain from the grave. Chases on, though, looking for the Shen, but now Chai is here. Chai is scary. Seraphine on the run. Malphite here to put a wall between the 2 of them, but is it going to be enough? Chai does not find the chain, does not find it, but the damage is still there. Can we get enough, though? Chai getting a good heal. Is it enough? The shield is good from the Echo. The stun might be better. No, it's not just yet, but the ultimate comes down, and the engineer will fall. Alf is godlike in this game, but now Major is here. Major's looking to turn it around once more. Alf getting some big numbers thrown at him, but it's not enough to result in a kill.
Yeah, I mean, another 2 big shutdowns onto both Domination and Konaribi picked up here by the side of the Snapdragons. And because of that, they're starting up this dragon. They're looking to stop the stole sacking coming out, but we'll see. They're not taking this very quickly. Konaribi is back on the map. Chai has a flank angle and now has the Swain ultimate as well.
We'll see if we can get in there and get that effective use of the Swain ultimate. Major takes down Konaribi so that Drake can't be stolen, but Killbot falls right after, which means your lives could be stolen away. It looks like Chai will take away the Drake, and Chai will take away your life at the same time. Alf is legendary, taking down this Yone, but at the same time, Seraphine looking to split off from the rest of the team to buy some time for this Malphite. Seraphine is as good as dead. Damage goes down, takes down Sad Lantern. Now this bot lane looks like a reset's going to happen while we wait for the next spawn in. Possibly for this Baron?
Yeah, I would just prioritize taking Baron here if I was the side of Conduit. You're putting a lot of gold into the pocket of Snapdragons, but honestly, if you just get Baron and you force a team fight, you can probably just win the game off of that one singular play. We'll see if they do it, but the fact that Chai stole the dragon at the last possible second there as well is actually very good for the side of Conduit, because in theory, even if they mess up a play and they all die and Baron goes over to the side of Snapdragons, they still are just 1 dragon off of Soul Point, and they can pressure that for the entirety of the game, which makes it very hard for Snapdragons to not walk into the enemy side of the blue jungle, or their blue buff area for red side, which means the side of Conduit can get an easy pick and get an easy kill. I wasn't the biggest fan of how Conduit actually played out that last team fight around the dragon, because they kind of left Konaribi out to dry and they were playing for Chai when dragon was going down. If they just play for Konaribi, they can easily get it. He doesn't have to die, and they can simply get a bunch of kills. 4-man charm is huge enough to keep Sad Lantern alive.
That could have been, you know, a perfectly timed saying from you because of the death of Sad Lantern. But no, Sad Lantern lives, so we'll be less sad if we are the Eden Snapdragons. But it looks like towards top side now is where we're looking to make a play happen, because we're resetting this wave state. Baron will be coming up soon, and the teams will posture towards it. Right now, we have a way back in. There's hope. There's hope in her yet right now. But like we were saying before, this Silas is the pinpoint. Silas has to die. So how are we doing it right now?
It's still on Major. Wait, Major gets the engage onto...
Domination, taking so much damage, falling down, but not dead yet. Major has to teleport out, but the damage is good at the same time from the Xin Zhao. Major will fall down because Domination throws some damage right on the backside. Double kill going to Domination, making a triple kill. Malphite falls right after, while Xin Zhao slows down Sad Lantern. Chai comes in, slamming his head right into her dome, and an ace will come through. The Chai Climbers are going to keep going. I call them the Chai Climbers because they're not the Conduit Climbers right now. Chai has them on their back, and we're climbing up this mountain together, and we're taking this Nexus down. Game 2 will be sealed.
And I mean, we did highlight Chai a lot in this game because it is a Silas carry style of draft because of the comp that Eden drafted, but all of Conduit played extremely well that game. Alf didn't die once. I think that ended 9-0 and 12. Domination absolutely popping off on the Ashe as well. Konaribi and Sunrai both played extremely well. I think everybody on the side of Conduit played it. I think if you're Eden, you just go, like I said, bad draft. We didn't expect the Silas to come out. It was a Giga Silas angle for them. Just save mentals. Look forward to game 3. Evaluate your draft. Evaluate what you actually want to prioritize and how you want to play the game, because I think you have to scrap this idea and go back to the chalkboard as the side of Snapdragons.
Remake, evaluate, and take the set. This is what the Snapdragons have to do. Maybe go and find something new, because this time around it did not work out. That Silas was gigantic, like you said. But we're going to go to a quick break. Don't go anywhere too far. We'll be back soon.
like crazy, oh, crazy, oh, crazy, crazy, oh, crazy, oh, crazy, 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 like
And welcome back for what could be the final time tonight. Navji, Chiang, and Shiv on the cameras. The beautiful things you see before you. Conduit Climbers against the Eden Snapdragons. And it's been a... Game 1 was a little rocky to start between the two teams, both of them. Pretty close. Game 2, though, was an absolute wash. We got to see Eden Snapdragon turn it around.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice way to put it. I would have said it was an absolute shellacking for the side of Conduit. What they did to Eden Snapdragons, I think, needs to be studied by the military for a form of torture. It kind of felt like watching like an LPL game where like teams just fight constantly, and like the one team that gets ahead just forces a team fight every 30 seconds, and there's nothing the other team can do about it. And like, that's also kind of Platinum. Like, it's just like teams are gonna fight for every objective, almost no matter what, and it's just gonna come down to whichever one has the better composition is 9 times out of 10 gonna be the ones that win it. Bans for the side of Conduit gonna stay the same. Snapdragons selecting to stay onto the blue side, which I think is interesting. Personally, I'm kind of a red side merchant. I think red side is very good, but no Cassiopeia, no Syndra, and then Manveer Domination not going to be getting a Phelios this game. And Conduit, yep, keeping the bans exactly the same. We'll see what the Snapdragons choose to prioritize as their B1. I think there are still some pretty strong champions up. Smolder wasn't one that was coming to mind. I was still like, Yunara is still available. I think Kai'Sa is very good and still strong. Like, I think there are some 80 carries that I would prioritize over Smolder personally, but in the right spots, Smolder goes off, and all right,
Brand.
this is Brand bot lane. If this is not Brand bot lane for domination, I think Conduit has cooked far.
Oh,
Nasus. I have no insight. This is.
We're getting a little zesty, getting a little spicy. We're adding a little bit of spice to the draft right now. A second. R2ing Nasus is insane, by the way.
Yeah.
A Mumu gonna be picked up. I am
all right.
surprised.
So let's focus on the Eden Snapdragon draft. This is a very good draft so far. They have Engage out of the Amumu. You have good follow-up with the Annie. Annie can get lane prio pretty easily with her abilities. And then Smolder just Giga Scales. And yep, it is Brand Nami bot lane for the side of Conduit. The Nasus, is it top lane? Is it jungle? Who's to say? And what is the build going to be? Is it going to be the classic Trinity Force into full tank, or is it going to be that new weird Feed Hunter Bolt build that has been going around where you pop your ultimate and then for like the next 5 seconds or something ridiculous, all your auto attacks crit, and Nasus Q can crit, and it's kind of disgusting, and I don't know. But Poppy Band and Nico Band, those are 2 support bands focused there onto Sad Lantern, a Viego Band, and a Tristana Band. So the side of Snapdragons has no idea that this is not Brand mid, and it is actually Brand bot lane, and they still don't know if it's Nasus jungle or Nasus top, so it is a good choice to ban the Vigar. And then, let's add some more AP. Let's draft the Vigar. So good, Conduit.
Mundo goes where he pleases.
Mundo's fantastic.
And likely is going to the top lane, because how are you killing Mundo with this draft? Of your Conduit, how are you ever killing Mundo? It's got to be like Nasus, right? Like, but like, how is Nasus killing Mundo unless he's going that crazy crit build that you were saying? And then if that's in your top lane, it's might not be in your top lane.
So, I did look at Twitch chat right before draft started, and Alf, the mid laner for Conduit, was in the chat and said, I'm gonna go look and see exactly what he said. He said, start off strong, haircut looks nice, thank you. And then he said, don't look at this draft though, no particular reason. And I think I now understand why he said to not look at this draft, because I think Conduit cooked far too much. They have 0 engage, and they have no siege potential besides for Chai on the Orc in the side lane. Now, if we look at the Snapdragons draft, I love this draft. Mundo is giga against what the side of Conduit has drafted. He is just going to go exactly where he pleases. The Annie and Mumu combo is very good. The Maokai support, kind of iffy on it. I think it's good. It's going to be very difficult to play it into this lane that Conduit does have, but it is a good secondary form of engage for your team comp, and it is another frontliner for your team comp, but you're really praying that Smolder can scale super well into the game and be your late game carry, and that like Annie's burst damage is going to be enough to help kill these people and catch them off guard. It is a risky draft by Conduit, but I'm not saying Eden's draft isn't risky either, because if Smolder doesn't become Smolder, you're gonna have a very rough time in this game to actually deal damage.
Well, Smolder's gonna have to become Smolder, as this weird comp from the Conduit Climbers is what they're going to take into Game 3, what could seal out the grand finals for them. First off, Nasus jungle is wild, mind you. I have not seen it before. I like Nasus. Nasus is a very fun character, and it is one that I particularly enjoy, and I'm kind of hoping for AP Nasus, because that's really funny, but it's not good. So it's not what I'm, thinking we're gonna see. So we'll see exactly what they go into, as it looks like the teams are about ready to get into this game. I mean, you said that the Chai is the only siege that they have. So they have no siege, they have no engage. What are we doing?
I wish I could tell you. I think they were like, all right, we want to play Brand. What do we want to pair Brand with? Well, we want to pair it with Nami. And it's like, okay, what do you want to pick in the jungle here, Konoribi? And he probably only said Nasus and then gave them no other insight. And they were like, any other champions? And he was like, no. So they were like, all right, I guess we're playing Nasus.
Didn't Kono have the pick? So he might have just like insta-locked it.
Yeah, and then, they also probably went, all right, Chai, what do you want to play top lane at the Mundo? And he was like, I'll play Yorick and pray that I can solo kill him and take every turret into the game. It is an interesting draft here. I really don't know if it's going to work for the side of Conduit. This is the game for Edens to force us to at least 4 games. If they're going to do it, we'll see if they do, as Mundo has no items.
Is that a bug?
I don't think it's a bug. I don't think he realized he has no items yet. Okay, this could be a big brain play. This could be big brain. Where you catch the first 2 minion waves, you reset, and then you just buy a Giant's Belt.
Well, I mean, is that really that big brain though? He's not back yet.
No, it's not big brain. It is not big brain at all. I'm trying to spin a positive light on this. I'm trying to spin a
narrative that makes it look good, right? But again, right now, Eden Snapdragons want to get back into this. You say the Smolder is kind of their key to that. Obviously, the Smolder looking to get his stacks up, looking to get into that, and then right now you've got this pretty cut and dry. Amumu bandages somebody, and then we stun everybody, and then we kill them, right? The I almost called him the Maokai this time is gonna be really good with those vines, with those nature's grasp. So we'll see exactly how they're gonna engage it. I'm still so curious about what this Mundo's doing with no items. I really am.
Probably
what's the goal?
He's probably suffering up at the top lane, if I had to guess, because
can we take a look?
Yorick actually does a lot of damage early game if you're able to land that Morning Mist on 2 of them, and then your glows are able to bounce on top. You actually do a fair amount of damage as the Yorick in the early game, and you can see it here. Ice Attack is already at half HP, and the thing with Mundo is you have to spend HP for all your abilities, and you only get HP back off those Qs if you're not, running. If you're running Grasp and you get an auto attack, cool, you get some max HP, but if you're not running Door and Shield, you don't have passive regen or anything like that besides that comes with your champion. So, Ice Attack is definitely not having a fun time up in this top lane, and, Chai's not going to make it easy for him either.
This is self-inflicted, though. Like, you did this by choice. So we'll see exactly what he buys first. And we'll see if it's that Giants belt like you were talking about. It is. It is the Giants belt.
For a second, I was like, I don't know if he has 900 gold. Wait, hold on. Bot lane engage. Engineer's here.
It is. The engineer is here looking for something, but it doesn't seem like the bandage was on the mark. Doesn't matter. Smolder gets the first kill. Chase is on. The flash out for the brand, which means we get away for now.
All right. And even Snap.
Oh! Chai?
Dragons makes
nope, we're fine.
Play work, but now Mundo's in the baby cage. All right,
nope, we're fine.
Very well played there by the Snapdragons bottom lane. A very good engage there by Sad Lantern to get onto Sunrise. They get all the summoners out of the enemy bot lane for the cost of their flash and ignite out of Sad Lantern, and that is very good for the side of Snapdragons because now in a lane that's going to be giving them a lot of pressure with that double range and how well Brand Nami bot lane actually works. I remember, I think it was like last season, like mid-season, like Brand Nami bottom lane was kind of like running China LPL like super starter boosters. So, Konaribi's in the mid lane.
Well, we are in the mid lane. Nasus puts the wither down. The flash is there, but can Major get away? Yep, they will this time. That damage was big from the Vigar. Alf almost taking down the Annie, but no fruit this time.
Yeah, I mean, very well played there by Major to wait out as long as possible on the wither to flash away. So very smart on him because if he flashed early, he just doesn't get away in that play whatsoever. But because he waits until like the last possible second where he goes, okay, if I don't flash here, I end up dying. Flash away and is doing A-okay. But now in the top lane, because Mundo had to take that early reset because he took so much damage, he's down a significant amount of CS as well. And Chai still hasn't reset, so his first back is actually going to be massive in comparison to Isodak. So we'll see what Chai does elect to purchase on his reset. Isodak actually ends up pushing in that top wave and was looking for a reset himself, but actually cancels it. So probably not as much gold as he wanted to be at that point to take that reset. But the thing about Nasus jungle, I will give some insight into this, is obviously everybody knows how Nasus Q works. Every time you kill a minion, Nutrimonster, anything like this, with your Q, you add stacks to it. So being in the jungle, you just get to add free stacks to your Q without really being in threat of being ganked, forced off wave, anything like this. So you just get free Q scaling. So it is very good. And he actually, I think I'd say is going to go the Trin Force build, but also the Fiend Hunter crit build is Essence Reaver into Fiend Hunter bolts, and Essence Reaver builds out of Sheen, so we still don't know what exactly the build is going to be. We'll find out soon as the engineers in bottom lane again, looking to punish this bot lane of the Conduit Honest Climbers. We'll see if they are going to go for it. They have the wards. Sunrise
bandage hits the Nami, which means we're looking for more, but the brand seems to be the target by the bot lane. Ignite, burn, the damage comes down, and domination will fall.
Just very patiently well played there by the side of the Snapdragons, just waiting until domination and Sunrise separated too far from each other, and then went in for that play. And I didn't even realize this. Domination has a Cole as well, so he is really just looking to farm and try to scale up as quickly as possible in this bot lane. But now Killbot is on 2 kills already. The first dragon's going to go over to the side of Snapdragons, so they got to be feeling very good about this. And that was a very good placed cage by Chai, actually, because in this lane, Mundo's always going to have his passive unless you place your cage correctly. Because of the way the game is coded, if he's on the outside of the cage and he gets pushed back, it's coded as a knock-up, so it actually pops away the Mundo passive as well.
Oh, well, it might be a Mundo past tense right now. No, the ultimate used by the Mundo to make sure he stays alive and not fall down in this lane. Man, if we were mentioning how difficult it would be for York to get a possible kill in this lane because of Mundo living for so long, but right now, Mundo is really getting battered in this lane. Now with the Maiden as well, makes it even more difficult. From the bot lane, we're making it even more difficult for this brand to function as a normal bot lane ADC. He falls down, killing spree, going to the Smolder. Oh, the damage is huge though from the Nami. The Nami might turn it around. Brand gets the kill from that afterburn, and now the Nami's looking to turn it around, possibly onto the Amumu, but Maokai's under. Maokai puts down Sunray.
All right, so what I was gonna say is similar to game number 2, where the Snapdragons might have cooked too much in their draft. I think Conduit has cooked too much in their draft for this game, and What I'm very curious about is if we get the chance for our observer can show us the smolder stacks at this point in the game, because he's been getting a lot of damage he's at 42 stacks already at 8 minutes. So he's actually stacking up pretty quickly. He's getting a lot of this poke down. He's getting these kills. Has 100 KP so far. 3, 1, and 1. He's down a little bit CS, but that's just the nature of mage bot lanes. They push waves very quickly. So honestly, if I'm Snapdragon, I'm feeling good about the situation. Oh wait, I stacked TP top. Chai could be in trouble here, but Konaribi is actually on the follow of this play, and Chai is just going to be able to get out with a good use of that warding, waning wall, I think it's called. Making sure Mundo can't stay on top of him.
It is, in fact, called the... Oh, well, it looks like that right now. The Mundo nowhere near, and the domination falls right now to get another kill for himself. That is a big bit of damage that we just didn't respect there. Maokai falls down.
I mean, yeah, Maokai got stuck under turret because I think Domination flashed to get him under turret, and then it gets the full combo of stunning him under turret and then getting the double bounce off of Killbot and Sad Lantern, and is able to pick up that kill on to the Maokai there. So it's very good for Domination, but a big thing I just noticed is that Killbot, because the bot lane he's going against, decided to just take the TP, which is going to be very good for Smolder in this game, as Chai getting some more damage down there onto Isodak, forcing that ultimate to come out as well. So this is a rougher top lane matchup than I thought it was going to be for the Mundo. The engineer is here. They could look for a play on Chai if he steps too far up, but he's got the maiden and he's almost at full HP, so this is actually a very difficult play to pull off for the side of Snapdragons.
Oh, it looks like they are looking to get active on to Chai, but Chai's looking to turn it around right now. The engineer on the run, looking like they don't want anything to mess with this Yorick.
Yeah, and I mean, that's also a big benefit for Yorick, is that he has his own minions built in, so he threw the Morning Mist and hit onto the engineer, which means if he went for a Q, it was just going to hit a minion. It wasn't going to hit Chai, and Chai was going to be perfectly fine. But now Chai, because Isodak doesn't have an ultimate, he could look to dive, is not going to risk it. He's just going to try to force him off turret here, pick up some plates. Isodak actually gets extremely low there. And Chai, now that the side of the Conduit Honest Climbers has picked up 2 grubs, is going to start disintegrating these turrets. Obviously, they would have loved to get a 3rd one, but getting grubs in this specific comp for the side of Conduit, where they have real low siege potential, very, very beneficial for them.
Yeah, and avoid grubs will really help them in that siege, keeping it so that it's now a little bit easier. Like you said, but because of their lack of siege, other than this Yorick. Oh, well, lack of siege. We don't need to siege. We're looking to take the life of the Nami right now. Nami will fall down. Killbot taking the kill for himself.
Yeah, very well played there by Sad Lantern. Perfectly layers all his abilities to force force Sunrai into deep. It's Killbot picking up another kill for themselves for 1-1 on the Smolder. I said if they get Smolder ahead, they can win this game, and he has 100% KP in that 4 out of these 5 kills at this point in the game. Yes, they're down gold because of all the plates Chai has picked up top lane, but it doesn't matter because they are accelerating Smolder, and now Major gets a lot of damage onto Konaribi.
Looks like it's too much damage. Killbot will pick up a kill onto Konaribi, making it so it's much easier to get this dragon. And now the boys of the Conduit Climbers are going to have to be left and possibly getting even further in this deficit.
And Killbot is actually going to be massive in this game now. Already at a fully completed item, 5-1-1, 12 minutes into this game. Both dragons secured by the side of the Honest Climbers. Sorry, not the Honest Climbers, the Snapdragons. As, yes, Chai picks up that first turret, but he is fighting against Isodak right now. Isodak is actually doing relatively well in this matchup. Did have to pack that maximum dosage, but does not fall down there. Did kill the Maiden, which is actually massive for the side of the for the Snapdragons, because that ultimate is so powerful for Yorick. If he doesn't have that available, he is a much, much weaker champion. So I like that Isodak focused that one down and was able to take that out and still not fall down on that play whatsoever.
Oh, they were able to take it down and is able to live for it. But it looks like Chai is looking to take advantage of the situation that nobody can touch him. So let me just go ahead and take this frog over here. In the meantime, this Smolder is going to be a problem. And how do we deal with this problem exactly? do we just try to run him down and take him out, or what exactly do we do here?
You have Konaribi max Wither instead of Q, and then you just hit it onto Smolder. Smolder doesn't get to play the game, and you're able to layer RECC on top of him. That's the easiest way possible, but that is easier said than done. I mean, the Conduit bot lane playing very intelligently there, knowing that there is threat, but there is also threat coming onto the top side here for the side of the Snapdragons. Chai is able to get away. They're able to steal away the blue before reinforcements are able to come in. The Sunrise is dead.
Oh, well, yep, Sunrise just dead. Sunrise dead, but it looks like the brand wants to get active down here, but is it going to be a bit too active? It seems like it. You're not active anymore. You're gone.
Sad Lantern is carrying this bot lane so hard. Yes, Killbot has all these kills, but Sad Lantern got the engage on Chai, and then as the mom came out, hit the Bramble Smash to get Sunrise into the middle of it to take the maximum damage, instantly falls down, and then is able to get the Bramble Smash up again, get the slow onto Sunrise, or sorry, onto Domination, and then his bot lane of this Smolder able to pick up his 7th kill of the game. They are playing this draft the way they needed to. They need to get this Smolder ahead, and they're doing exactly that right now.
Mundo has 3 Giants belts.
That, hey, don't freak out. That's the Mundo build, actually. You build 3 Giants belts before you finish an item. That is actually... So, the Mundo build is, guys, don't lose the game before I get 2 items, and then we win the game. Because you build Warmogs, you build Heartsteel, and then you win the game.
Nope. There you go. Well, this looks like right now, I think our biggest in right now, if we are the Conduit Climbers, is just having Yorick do what he wants. And it looks like we're doing what we want right now, and that is walk into the bot lane. A little bit of a soft lane swap here, because the brand is up on the top side by himself, mind you. So we'll see if that results in anything good or bad. It looks like we're getting in active in the mid lane. Is it going to be good? Is it going to be bad? Alf gets the stun down. Good damage follow-up, but is it going to be enough? The wave comes through, the root comes down, but down goes the engineer. The Amumu falls. That means it's going to be 1 kill for the Conduit Climbers. We're putting another one that goes right into his dome. Sad Lantern almost falls down, but it's not enough damage.
Yeah, very close to getting another kill there, but very well played by the side of the Onyx Climbers. Engineer maybe could have gotten out there, but just throws another Q in to make sure.
I think that was just to make sure they got off the turret.
Yeah, but they're still going to push this wave. They're going to lose bot lane turret here unless Chai fully backs off, which he is. I did like them having Killbot actually responding to Chai. Yes, you can never stop him from taking turret, but you actually get free stacks because every time you kill one of the Yorick little ghoulings, it just counts as a Smolder Dragon training passive stack. It's like why you love picking Smolder mid into Malzahar, because every time you kill one of the Voidlings, you get another stack of your passive if you kill it with a Q. So it feels very good to just get the free stacks. We're at 118 Smolder stacks right now, 121. So we are stacking extremely well at this point in the game, and he's actually going to go for the more tanky build. I think he's building Shojin, and then probably the Endless Hunger, I believe, is the item that gives Tenacity and Omnivamp on ability hits. So going to give him more survivability in these team fights, and that makes a lot of sense, because Conduit actually does have a very bursty team comp in this game.
Well, right now, we're seeing this Nasus build develop. Back to the point you were making before. Where exactly are we going right now? We got the Mercury Treads, and it looks like it's still developing. But where do you want him to go?
I mean, he's just going with the classic Nasus build, where you're just going to go Trinity Force into, like, full tank items. You're going to build, like, Spirit Visage, Frozen Heart, stuff like this. I could have seen a world where you, like, argue doing the crit build this game, but I think it's just the tried and true build is better because you become extremely hard to kill, and EDN Major forced to flash away after he TP's in, but now Dragon Control is still in the favor of the side of the Snapdragons, but in the meantime, hold that thought as
Mom comes down, but the wave follows right after. Trapped in the cage is this Annie, but Annie's trying to throw down some damage to return. Nasus is in the middle of everybody, and he'll fall down to the Engineer. Engineer, though, a little low himself, but it doesn't matter because the Nature's Grass comes through, roots down 3, and Alf will fall because of that, but Yorick is here. We'll see if Chai can get anything done, but he's pushed away, but puts the Malphite into the box. Keep him there. Slow him down. Put him down. That shovel. Not what you use to chop down trees, but it doesn't matter. We've got enough strength to make sure we put him down.
I was gonna say I didn't like try TPing in there because he was pressuring the tier 2 turret in top lane and could have just probably taken that and the inhibitor turret up in top lane as well, but TP's in. They're able to stop the dragon from being started there by the Snapdragons and not, you know, lose the third dragon of the game. Able to stall it out. Try does pick up a kill, has to burn TP and flash as well. But luckily for them, they're able to stop it. Conduit's back on the map. Went a little too aggressive there at the pit. Got full CC comboed and just not able to move as he's going to take a lot of damage from Major right now. See that? He's already at half HP from the Major and Ice Attack poke. And Major walks a little too far in. He doesn't have flash right now.
Well, now he's in the cage. You put the kid in the cradle. See if we can find anything. No, we do not. So now we got a little dance back and forth for this Drake once more. Looks like Vigar's a bit by himself, and he gets snatched by the Amumu, forcing the flash away. No damage to be found just yet, and Mundo walks away. No stun, nothing is found, so it means the Drake will be picked up by the side of the Snapdragons, and the Snapdragons looking to go through this quickly. Do we have a contest from the Conduit Climbers? Doesn't look like it just yet. Nasus is local, but I don't think it's close enough.
Yeah, it is gone. They waited too long to play that. They were kind of dancing around it. Nothing really happened. Try had to reset with no TP. I think they stayed around the area for far too long as the side of Conduit and lost too much momentum on the map in that play. They're still up gold, but now they're under threat of the Dragon Soul, and Smolder is at 2 items, is going to be getting even stronger at this point in the game. We'll have to see if the side of Conduit is able to get on top of the Smolder and able to take him down before he's really able to get any meaningful damage online, but like I said, it's easier said than done, and Chai went Leandry's second item. That is a tech I haven't seen in a very long time on Yorick.
Talk to me about it. What's the goal?
Well, because when you land your Morning Mist, it's going to tick Leandry's, but then every time your ghouls or your maiden attack an enemy, it's going to keep ticking the Leandry's, and your maiden actually does scale off of AP, so it actually does more damage than you expect. It's not something you typically do see because it really doesn't give you that kill pressure on your Q that you need, but now not only is it going to be shredding the armor resist with the Black Cleaver, but he's also going to be shredding their MR with the Leandry's as well. It's a very interesting tech because the way the maiden works is it does also apply your it helps you apply your on hit effects because her auto attacks are gonna apply Black Cleaver and Leandry's. Like it wouldn't apply like a Sheen proc or anything like that, but it will apply those two things onto enemies that it is making contact with. So it's a very interesting tech. It's not something you typically see, but I think it's actually very smart into the Mundo matchup.
I think into Mundo in particular, and because you have this APC, you know, the ability, power, the damage that you have with this brand, how your damage is being put out, and killing the Mundo is something I feel like I see all the time. Can we kill Mundo? If yes, we can win. If no, we cannot. Oh, we sash right onto one of the little gremlins right there and get stuck in a box and take so much damage. That's that shred we were talking about right there.
Look at that. He did half HP to the engineer
Disgusting.
when he goes in. And before that, he did a quarter of EDN Major's HP with just one Morning Mist and minion proc, like his ghoul procs. Like, it is a poke damage build, which is not something typical. The Saddle Lantern's actually caught out here.
Caught out and put down. Mom comes down to try to burn up the tree roots that are left. But Nature's Grass was burned, and so was the Malphite. Or, nope, Malkai. Wrong.
The
Wrong.
Malphite.
That's the rocks, the trees. They're both part of the land, the earth. I mean, it's close enough, right?
Hey, don't disrespect my top laner like that. Malphite is my baby boy. I love that champion. Like, I tell people I enjoy playing Malphite, and they look at me like I have 20 heads, and I'm like, no, unironically, I love playing Malphite. I think that champ is very fun.
Rock solid. Oh,
Speaking
well.
of fun, alright, Ice Attack's fine. He's just gonna pop the ult and walk out. He is A-okay down there in the bot lane, but tried to pick up that tier 2 turret up in the top lane. What is he going third item? Is he going Hole Breaker? I don't actually... You know, I'm not even going to speculate on Try's build because I didn't expect him to build the Andries, so I have no idea what he's going to build third. So it'll be a surprise to all of us as Konaribi actually went with the experimental Hexbell, I believe is the name of it. Very cheap item, very powerful item as well, despite the nerfs of it. I did not expect him to go that. I expected him to maybe build some magic resist because he did kind of get like full bursted by the Annie and Amumu in the last team fight, but gonna go for more of a survivability before getting resistances at this point as
Oh
Dad
my
is taking
goodness.
so much damage.
That is insane. The Mundo able to heal it up a bit, but the Yorick is trying to get away. The Flash is burned. We don't have Nature's Grass to catch up, but we do have some bit of speed, but not enough speed, so we're going to keep the Maiden here, and we're going to put her down. In the meantime, Tibbers comes out. Alpha's looking at 1v1 Major, but Major is taking this one and winning it. But now Nasus is here. The dog is here, and Alpha will take down Major. At the same time, that is just no fruit in the top lane, which means that we got one pick on the bot side, but nothing on the top side.
I mean, that's actually very, very good for the side of Conduit Honest Climbers that Chai didn't die in the top lane and they get that kill in the bot lane. Because the dragon is spawning in 30 seconds, which means the priority in the area is going to be all Conduit Honest Climbers. And Chai still has TP, so he could just walks all the way to his turret, regens his HP, and then just goes back to split pushing in the top lane, which is very good for them. Major does respawn in 8 seconds before the dragon does spawn. He does have TP if he wants to get there immediately, but right now we can see on the minimap, Sunrai and Konaribi are playing in the enemy side, force the Nature's Grasp out, which is a huge teamfight power tool, and now EDN Major is TPing in, but it's going to be a rough fight here to see if they can get a pick. Sunrai flashes away immediately. Not wanting to give this away for free is the side of Snapdragons, but Conduit is not going to let them get so point at this point in the game. They're going to fight tooth and nail for this one. It's going to be very hard contested dragon, and this could actually swing the game with whoever is able to win this team fight right here as they both position around. Chai's recalling to get his HP back to be full health when he TPs in and have a full health Maiden as well.
Looks like Amumu's in, though, looking to get in. Mom comes down. Killbot pops the Nami, but it's followed up by Alf taking down the Amumu. Nasus is looking to flash away, but Alf puts down another one. Looking to put down this Tibbers while chases him away. In the meantime, we've got Mundo right in the middle of everybody. That's exactly where he wants to be. We're going where we please, and where we please is right into your skull. But right now, we're not where we please to be. We're put into the cage, we're put into the cradle, and Mundo is put down. That means the Drake is going to go to the side of the Conduit Climbers.
The fact that Konaribi didn't die there, and the Engineer got a 3-man flash Curse of the Sad Mummy, followed up with the Mom over top, and they only got 1 kill onto Sunrai is insane to me. The fact that Conduit were able to get that play to go in their favor and nobody fall down, besides your Tsunami support, who is kind of suffering in this game, for being honest, is so good for them. Like, they played that almost as well as they could. I don't think Smolder was on Execute before that. If Smolder was on Execute in that team fight, that is a different story. The fact that the Snapdragons went for that play before they had Smolder Execute is a huge difference in that play. Because if Smolder had Execute, I think they aced them there, unironically, and I think they get so much off of that play, but because they didn't, and they didn't have the Execute, they lose the Dragon. Major dies again to Konaribi in the top lane, and... Alright, let's see how this happens.
Oh, can we stop it?
Oh, he just walks in.
Oh, hit him with the Q, hit him with the damage, hit him with the wither, hit him with the damage, and the Q again. Bonk! You're gone.
That, I don't understand how that just happened. Like you got caught on vision and you still went for the recall is a little greedy there. Oh wait, engage in the mid lane. They're gonna catch Sunrai.
It looks like they... No, they will not. Sunrai barely distances themselves enough to make sure they don't get caught. And now the Amumu is caught. The damage is there, and the Engineer is not anymore. Chai also took down Isodec.
Oh, man. This is going from bad to worse from the side of the EDN Snapdragons. Like, they had the early game.
The Gremlins killed him!
It's the Liange's bird and the ghouls. Oh my gosh. And now that's just Baron for the side of Conduit. They have 4 live. There's no jungler. Chai's just gonna split push in the bot lane, and oh man, this was the draft to win EDN the game, but they have no answer for Chai in the side lane. And they are just getting picked off. I think that dragon fight just turned the momentum so much in the favor of Conduit Honest Climbers, and now it has gone from bad to worse for the Snapdragons. Killbot's at half HP.
Well, we'll see. Killbot, yeah. Killbot is just getting destroyed by these little goobers that are chasing him. Like, this Leandries, you called it out before, is going to make him do way more damage than you expect. And right now, way more damage means you're losing your entire HP bar because I hit you with a rectangle that makes my little gremlins jump on top of you and eat you alive. Like, this is insane what Chai is doing. Chai is putting on an absolute legacy performance right now, and it's absolutely insane work.
Okay, so he did go Hull Breaker, exactly what I expected him to go. And it looks like Conduit is going for... He's going Jack Show's third item here. Okay, Abyssal Mask second for Amumu makes sense, I guess. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think Kanik Rurkern would have been much better in this game. But, like, Abyssal Mask to help the Anti-Burst, I guess, is, like, alright, but... It's really on Killbot to win this game for the Snapdragons. Like, they have to get an engaged like they got at the Dragon again, but now they have Smolder Execute, which means that it can be extremely different for them.
Oh, the engage is here, though. We're looking for Alf. We won't find Alf just yet. Major gets popped and put down. Mom will come in to try to save the day, but it looks like we're getting a 1-for-2 so far. Make it a possible 2-for-2. No, Killbot falls down, which means your carry's down. That's a full wipe double kill for the brand, and that means the game is gonna be done. The Conduit Climbers take it in 3, pulling out the zesty comp in game 3 to take it for themselves.
How honest their climb is up for debate, but there is no debate that they're gonna end it in a 3-0 sweep for the Conduit Honest Climbers. An absolute shellacking game 2, a close game 1, and a comeback actually in game number 3 because of how ahead the Snapdragons got. But the draft came through with a lot of doubts coming out of me, and they proved it all wrong to be the Titan Berserker champions.
Titan Berserker champions indeed. Conduit Honest Climbers, you climb to the top, you take the trophy for yourselves. Chai, if we believe what chat was saying, apparently Chai really wanted to go to bed.
Yeah.
So, sleep well. You're the winner this time around. And after that absolutely nuclear performance, I'd be going to bed happy. I'd be going to bed, you know, like humming a little bit, being all happy and stuff. So, I mean, absolutely perfect game right there from Chai.
They said it in Twitch chat, and I tend to agree with them. I honestly think Chai is the MVP for Conduit. I think he died one time the entire series. He did his job on Ornn, he carried on Silas, and he put in the Yorick work. He split pushed. He literally was unkillable in the side lane. He, like, everybody on Conduit performed extremely well, but I think Chai was just a slight notch above everybody else. If I had to give it to somebody else, honestly, I think I'd give it to Alf.
Well, it seems like they're not going to be giving the wins to anybody else. Playoffs undefeated, grand finals undefeated. The Conduit Honest Climbers climb up for the victory themselves. But this time, we're going to climb down off of the stage here. I've been Navji, joined by Chiong. And we actually, no, I've been cut short. Hang on. This just in. We have a quick break, and then an interview will be coming soon. Well, as it turns out, we're going to have an interview, all right. But it's going to be with not just one, not two, not three, but the entire team of the Conduit Climbers. Chung, let's get into this.
I mean, yeah, first off, I want to say congratulations, guys, on getting the championship. And not only was it clean, but like the 3-0 fashion that you got it. I want to start with the game 3 draft. So I'll put this out to whoever wants to respond. Whose idea was it to go for this draft? Because I had a lot of doubts about it, but it seemed to work. Were you guys thinking it was going to work in this, or were you guys going to go, hey, even if we lose, we still have a 4th game?
It was Sunrise draft plan.
No. I almost spoke first and said, if there's anything I'm going to say, I want to distance myself from this draft. I don't condone this draft. But it worked out. So.
I don't know where the brand Nasus came from, and once that was off the ground, it was kind of all bets are off, and we were just playing whatever. I saw Mumu and Annie and thought, okay, well, I have to play something that's going to hug my tower. So I played Vagar and just scaled and chilled. But I don't know. I think we were just feeling confident, and all of us play the champs that we picked enough to make it work. So
fair enough. It did work. I mean, it looked a little sketchy early game with how far ahead Smolder got, but you guys have the scaling. You have the split push on the York there, who went full craziness of just like shredding somebody once he hit the morning mist on them. But I want to ask Manveer a question. So before we started the stream for the championship, it was announced that you won MVP for the Berserker League for the winter. So how did you feel coming into this last series, knowing that everybody in the league saw you as the most valuable player, gave you that nod? Did it help you like feel more the motivation coming into the finals, or were you like a little worried that you might underperform and like not be to that caliber that a lot of people expected you to be?
Honestly, my first reaction was, I'm surprised I even got MVP. It's just for regular season, and I don't think I was the best player in the league for regular season. If we include playoffs, it's a bit more understandable. But I mean, I found out after game 1 that I was MVP, and I trolled games 2 and 3, so maybe I guess it got in my head. But game 1, I think I did everything I needed to do to set the pace for the squad, and then from there, I mean, I just wanted to give a big shout out to my teammates. I mean, I got voted MVP probably because my stats were crazy, but Sunrai, he's the one that enables me, and Chai, Alf, Nation, Soup, they're the ones that enable the plays around the map, and I just last hit. So thanks to everyone that voted for me, but this is more of a team MVP, in my opinion.
All right, fair enough. Giving the nods to everybody on the team. Now, I'm going to ask the jungler here, Mr. Komaribi Soup himself. So, if I am believed to be correct, I did not follow the season until I got asked to cast here tonight. Nasian got first team All Pro, so I assume that means you were the sub on the roster. So, what was it like potentially transitioning into this roster? I don't know how soon you came in to play with them or how late, but was it like a weird transition period, or did you guys like you come in and hit the ground running with everybody?
So I have dual games with Chai, and I've played with Chai and Alf before. Team, they're in a winner, I think. So I kind of had an understanding of how they play, how they want me to play. So, and the only thing was with Sunrise, I don't have any experience, or Manveer either. But it's pretty much just play for bot lane, try to get them ahead, try play for mid lane if I can, and then just try to leave top on an island. But no, jokingly, I try to go top as well too. But it's just so hard with top laner just playing so safe. So like being able to transition my playstyle, like fries in a bag type of jungler, so it's pretty easy, honestly.
All right. Now Sunrai, I've seen you around a couple leagues before, BOL here, everything. You were playing jungle for a while, but now I see you here in finals playing support. So when you switched back into support role, is it like hard for you to switch from playing jungle to support, or was it like an easy transition back into your older role, your main role? And are you going to continue forward with playing support, or are you trying to challenge yourself again and potentially go back into that jungle role?
I mean, I enjoy the challenge of learning multiple roles and seeing kind of what peak I can hit and all of them respectively, because they're all pretty unique experiences. Honestly, I find it a little bit easier just after swapping. I find myself, I perform a lot better because the role feels kind of fresh again, and I'm able to kind of bring in some of the creative thinking from other roles into maybe going back to support from jungle and things like that. So I find it helpful, to be honest, with benefiting my experience in every role, just to be able to kind of have a little bit of shared experience playing a little bit of everywhere. So I don't think I missed a beat. If anything, it was complimentary.
All right. So now, Alf, I played with you in the past. So I first want to ask, where was this Alf when we teamed up? Like, what happened there?
Well, my support was good, so
Oh,
that generally tends
okay.
to help.
Okay. All
Oh.
right. Fair enough. But like, second, we were joking before we went live for the interview that I don't know if it's true or not. You can confirm here, but people said this was your last split in Twitch chat. We kind of joked about it here. Are you
Yeah.
actually stepping away from the competitive scene of League of Legends and focusing on something else, as in like the Counter-Strike team I know you're on with Conduit, but
Yep.
this is your first championship as well, right?
No, it's my second.
Oh, your second. So how does it
yeah.
feel to get your last championship in your final competitive season of playing League of Legends?
It feels really good. I've had a lot of I've learned a lot in the past couple years, 3 years that I've been playing comp, and I've had some successes with a myriad of players, but I really enjoyed this championship in particular. Like I wanted to play with all of these people at some point, and I have played with two of them before in leagues, so it was good to reunite and just give it one last go. And I really enjoyed just how we played. Like it's a feeling that I haven't had basically on any team where it doesn't really matter if we're behind. I knew we were going to win the game because we were just too good at playing together in the clutch moments. So it feels good. I'm happy that I'm going out this way, and I'm really happy that I played with this team.
All right. Well, hopefully you get to enjoy that retirement. And maybe one day you'll be missing the itch of League of Legends and come back to it. But I'm gonna ask Chai a question here. I know you're old and I know you want to go to bed, but we have decided here that you are getting the Finals MVP for the series. I think you died one time. You had 3 amazing games. So first of all, congratulations for that. But going into the games, I specifically want to focus on game 2. Was Silas the plan in game number 2, or did they just draft Malphite and you said, guys, we have to pick Silas here?
I think in our scouting, we knew that they would leave open Silas even when they blinded Malphite. So like, I mean, in draft, I kind of told Sunrise, sorry, you're gonna be a little homeless playing Shen into their bot lane, but Silas is so giga here. Yeah, and it just worked out. They gave like 3 amazing ultis and 2 great ones. So and yeah, glad that obviously the team really played really well as well.
I mean, yeah, you guys did play great across all 3 games, but before we end up wrapping up our stream here tonight, I want to give you guys a moment to give any shout outs that you want to give to anybody in the community that you played with or anything like that. We'll start with Alf.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to, first of all, my teammates, of course. Nasian, he wasn't here today, but shout out to him. It's been super fun to play with him as well. And then shout out to, some of my friends from the comp scene that I unfortunately won't be teaming with again, but Yomi and Singular Bread and Mr. Lean. And shout out to a longtime coach of mine, Elton. And yeah, that's basically it.
I'll take that as a note. No shout out for Chong. All right, Chai, any shout outs
I
you
can't
want to
shout
give?
you out on the stream, man.
Oh no, you can. It's that easy.
Okay, shout out Chung. Shout out Chung.
Elliot,
Shout out Chung.
let's go with W. All right, Chai, any shout outs you want to be giving?
Yeah, 2. One is I actually want to shout out Isoldak and Eden's Major on the other team. I before the series started, I looked up my first game ever in Titan was against those 2 and Technics. So it's almost like a full circle for this to end this way. That's really nice. And then obviously shout out Sock Supplies. He was a good friend of ours who passed away earlier this year. And obviously a lot of us in the Conduit organization misses him dearly. So we were kind of, keeping him in our hearts as we play through these games.
Of course. Shout out Socks, a great one. I'm happy that you guys pulled out his signature brand in game number 3 and were able to get that win on it. But Manveer, any shout outs before we go?
Obviously shout out my teammates in Conduit. I want to specifically shout out our subs that helped throughout the season, Efron, Noodles, and Soup. They came in clutch and helped us in times when we didn't have our full starting roster. And of course, shout out Titan and the production, you all for casting, and for overall the Berserker community and Titan at large. It's a really great community to play in, and it's why I love playing in these competitive leagues. It scratches my itch for competition, but also I get to meet a lot of great people. And so just shout out to everyone in Titan and Conduit.
Right. Thank you for that. And Soup, Mr. Komaribi himself, any shout outs?
Shout out to everyone on this team, especially Chai for bringing me into the Conduit org because I was a little bit homeless. So thanks for the opportunity to play with everyone. And also shout out to the other Conduit team that I'm on, Conduit, Minnow Riven, Noodles, Afron, Sly, and Killer Fox. We're coming for that chip on Monday, so be ready, boys.
All right. And last but not least, Sunrai, any shout outs you want to give?
Yeah, just thanks for this team making it a really positive experience. Of course, to Titan Production and beyond, and the Conduit organization making this all collectively just really good experience. I also just want to shout out my teammates for making everything from a brief stint of scrims all the way to every single game just a fun experience, regardless of what the game state was. And I appreciate a lot of people sometimes have apprehension, bringing in a guy who can't seem to decide what role is his main role, and showed a lot of confidence for me when in a lot of those situations like that people would have apprehension towards that. And so I appreciate that as well. And also shout out to the subs who were really clutch for us in this really big playoff sweep. And so, yeah.
Right. And then honestly, I think that's going to be it here for the Titan Berserker season. With that, Conduit, Honest Climbers get the 3-0 over Eden Snapdragons. I've been Chung Sama, joined with Navg here on the play-by-play. Shivam has been behind the scenes with production. Hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you for the next Titan Split.